What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Big Mike and Little Ant. This is episode 22, and we are rolling. We just did a spoiler discussion of Wonder Woman. It's pretty lengthy, but Mike and we went through the whole movie, scene by scene, and broke it down for you guys and gave you guys our opinions and our feelings. I'll just say that. So, good morning, Mike. How are you doing on this Sunday morning, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. Wide awake and still off work for the last few days or whatever. So got a lot of energy. Let's let y'all know, man, it was lengthy, but there was a lot of things about that movie that we wanted to discuss, which you'll see in a review. And hopefully you'll enjoy it and enjoy the ones moving forward.
Definitely. So today we got another great show for you. Again, if you're new to this, we're going to reiterate what we do. This is big. Oh, wait, this is reverse.
You did it right. You did it right. No. You had it right the first time. You had it right the first time, actually.
Here's the weird thing. Because so I can see myself. Yeah. Right. Anyway, guys. But so if you're new to us, this is what we do. We have 4 topics each that we're going to bring up. We're going to discuss each. Now, one of us will start, then the other one would do theirs, and then we'll go back and forth. Then at the end, I'll do a thing called a book of questions where Mike will pick a number between 1 and 217 as a hypothetical question. And then Mike will be the anchor of the show. He'll end it off with his versus questions. Now, the cool thing is Mike and I have decided recently that we will no longer tell each other what's the person's question. So we're going to go into this for the first time hearing each other's question, and then we're just going to answer and have a conversation and discuss it.
Yes.
So
go ahead.
I was going to say last week I don't remember if I went first or you went first. But do you want to?
Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
I'll go first. Because mine ties into this time of year, which I like to do, when what's going on in the world and stuff like that. So I know, because I kind of heard what you guys do, you and Sandy on New Year's, stuff like that through Sandy and Anthony's show, also on a Now Your Mama Knows channel. But as a single guy, what was your craziest New Year's nights and whatnot? Or what did you do most of those times?
Well, here's what was cool, and I do miss it, man. As a single guy, my friends and it was a bunch of us, and we all, a friend of mine, we grew up since we met at 3rd grade. And then I met a bunch of other guys in high school. And as we got older, becoming young adults, and when we were single, we had this tradition that when the ball dropped, we had to be together. It meant our friendship we was gonna remain close friends for the next year. So every year that went by, now I don't care if you was talking to this girl, I don't care if you was doing whatever, I don't care what your mom said you had to do. I mean, we was older at that point, but we made sure at midnight all of us was together, and it was me, my brother, my friend Tim, my friend Matt, my friend Lamont. That was the core 5 guys at the time. I'm trying to think. I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but yeah, us 5. And there was times where I was single or I wasn't single, but it was the tradition. We made sure we was together at midnight. So you would think like, oh man, it's midnight, I'm gonna be messing with these girls. But no, like we were strict. It was like, bro, you gotta be there. We said we would all will be there. And that's what we did. Might be a little, not a little exciting as you thought, but yeah, it was just a tradition thing, man. These 5 guys, we had to be together. And I remember our one friend, the one time where he missed it. And I swear, I don't know if it's weird or not, but like that year, like everybody wasn't as close with him. He kind of fell out of the circle. And as we got older, everybody parted ways. Man, none of us are as close as we used to be. And I don't know if it's a weird, if it's the curse that you wasn't there when it turned midnight, but yeah.
Okay. And so you and your brother were really close at one point then, I guess.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. I mean, he had me. You know what it is? I feel bad. He contacts me more now, as we got older. Like, matter of fact, on Wednesday, when I was leaving work early, he was like, no, Thursday, sorry. He was like, dude, why don't you stop by on your way home? Because he lives in Cherry Hill now. And I live past Cherry Hill, so I got to drive past. And I was like, all right, but I kind of really just want to go home. So, but yeah, I mean, we was really close when we was little. I mean, when we was little, my mom would be like, oh, he can't hang with me because I was older and I had older friends. But then as he got older, we just, we started, my mom was like, all right, whatever. And then we just was hanging like this. We all had the same friends. It was cool. I mean, he had his own friends eventually when he got a little older, but we grew up like with the same friends,
That's pretty
It was
cool.
cool.
Speaking of that, you said something else. So you're back at work? Regular work now?
Oh, I didn't even know if I told you that. Right?
No,
I
you
didn't tell you
didn't.
that.
No.
Yeah, they
No.
called me back. I've been going back to work for like 2 weeks.
Oh, for real? Yeah, I had no idea, bro.
Yeah. Like 2 weeks ago, my boss texted me or IM me, whatever in our thing. It was like, yeah, I need you back to work tomorrow. I was like, oh, tomorrow. Yeah, and that was like
You
2
didn't get
weeks
a heads
ago.
up? That's crazy.
Back to work tomorrow. So now
no
what
more
he
lunch.
did say was you can keep the whatever, the laptop or wherever it is that we got, is like keep that at home just in case. So I think maybe in the future they might start opening it up a little bit. So we could maybe work from home here and there. They didn't say that, but he told me to keep the thing. So
so you didn't get heads up. So no more lunchtime streaming then, I guess.
yeah, the lunchtime streaming stopped. However, here is something really cool I'm going to say. People, hear me out. This is really cool. So technically, I'm going to start it up again. I might not do it every day because it's getting cold and I'll have to do it in my car. But with Stadia, you can actually stream on your phone to YouTube. Let me say this again, because some people are like, wait, what? You could be on your phone, playing the game. You just sync a controller to it, any controller, PlayStation, Xbox, and then go live from your phone using not even Wi-Fi, not the internet, but your cellular service, whether it's 4G, 5G, and you can go online. It's really cool. I actually made a video on my channel, a step-by-step video showing you how to do it. So you guys check that out if you're interested in that. And remember, Stadia is free. They got a couple free games. It's just a platform pretty much. So so technically I could do the lunch, like I actually did those videos on my lunch break in my car. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, the actual lunch break streaming is no more.
Okay, well that's cool. So let me answer the question that I asked or whatever. So so for me, I've been on and off, single. I was married. I was, whatever. So kind of like you, I guess, same thing. Yep. So for me, the times, I mean, I spend lots. My history. I'm a son of a pastor, deacon, and all that stuff, whatever. So I spent lots of years going to church just on New Year's. So it's weird. So a couple things. Actually, one year, this is actually, I didn't think about this. One year, I went to my friend's church on New Year's Eve, stuff like that. And craziest thing was I went there, and remember, I don't go to this church. I'm not a member. I'm just a person at church and whatnot, visiting. So I go there, and my friend winds up sitting not near me. I wound up sitting in this sitting somewhere, and this girl is next to me. She never seen me before, I've never been there. All of a sudden, she starts I guess flirting with me, but inside the church during the service or whatever like that, right? It was crazy. So she starts smiling, but she put her hand on my thigh in the church, right? It was real crazy. So that's serious. That was the real stuff. So we wound up exchanging numbers in the church on New Year's night. So I wound up having a whole fling, I guess, with her later on. So that was a weird outcome of New Year's, I would say. But one of the craziest nights, I would say, to answer the question, was my same friend I went to church with. This is ironic, actually. But one year, we decided to go to the strip club on New Year's, and we wound up going there, and it was a very, very a good time. But then it was it's like 2 now, and we got lots of energy because it's New Year's. So somebody was like, "Yo, I know another one." We went to a strip club in Ewing. Somebody was like, "Yo, I know another one open, but it's way in Philly or whatever." We didn't know this guy from a can of paint, but he was there, and he was like, "Yo, if y'all, I roll with y'all take me. I'll show y'all where it's at." And we're young and dumb, like, "All right, cool, come on," just picking up strangers and whatnot. It's crazy, bro. Like, yo, do you ever think to yourself, not to go up, but some of the things you did in your youth, like how did you make it out alive? How did you survive?
Yes.
Right? It's crazy. So anyway, we picked this stranger up who could have had a machete in his book bag, who knows, or whatever like that. But we go to this place, and it's called I think it's called like Pretty Tony's Club or some crazy
Okay.
name like that. And it's way out like North Philly somewhere. And we go there and it's like a bar. And we're like, I thought it was a strip club or whatever. He like, nah, it's in the basement. The basement. Bro, we go down to the basement. We literally see two people having sex.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
Like it was a show. And people were watching them and they were on like a stage, kind of like a higher stage. And they were like just having sex. Like regularly and stuff like that. And then girls are around here walking and stripping and like, yo, y'all want next or whatever. I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was crazy. Honestly, as a young person, I was overwhelmed by the whole thing, what was happening.
Right.
So I think we just like stayed for like maybe like a half hour. Then me and my guy was like, yo, let's get the hell out of here. The guy that we brought with us, we were like, where he at? We were like, I don't know. We was like, I don't know him.
Listen, we pretty much gave my man a ride. We was a taxi cab. Now
right, pretty much, and we out. So we wound up leaving. We got home. No, and we wound up stopping because of Philly. You've been there, so a lot of the spots are open 24 hours.
Right.
A lot of spots. So we actually got Chinese like 5 in the morning. It's like 5 in the morning now. We're eating like shrimp and broccoli at like 5 in the morning at my guy's house. So it was a crazy night. So that's one of my wildest nights also.
That's crazy. Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so I want to just get this out the way. I like to make sure we're current. So I just want us to talk about the stimulus a little bit.
All right.
So
overall,
we could just we could just kind of like it is a real thing now. Before it was up in the air. Are we going to get it? Are we going to get 2,000? Are we going to get 600? So now we know that for anybody who's watching who don't know, and it's first time you do know. Well, I guess you'll be like me, not getting it right away. So I could tell that story. But yeah, so it's $600. We're gonna get 600 for the adult and 600 for your child, correct? Because I know some people who got 600, but they didn't have kids, or they didn't tell me that they got it for the kids. But that's at least what I heard. My situation is the bank account that we use to get our direct deposit from doing our taxes. My wife closed it out. So we didn't know we was going to get another stimulus because she went to a different bank. So we're one of the people that we're going to have to actually get it in the mail. So I don't know how long that's going to take. Now, there was a thing that said those checks was going to start getting sent out last Wednesday. So hopefully it isn't as long. But the first stimulus, they was like, people didn't get it for months,
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool thing. I mean, free money is always cool, right? But it's going to help some people out. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring it up. It is current events and a current thing that's going on right now. And so I wanted to ask you, did you get yours yet?
First of all, I just sent you a text. That's gonna be you in a month if you look at the text message.
Okay.
But next month. But yeah, I did actually I got mine. I got mine on Saturday.
Oh, you did?
So yeah, I got mine yesterday. And I was surprised. I had direct deposit set up in the last one. So I actually did get mine. I guess I was so I guess I was right.
Well, for me and my daughter, so that'd be 1,200. But
yeah, I know. Yeah. I only got 6 or whatever, but okay. It was cool. Here's the thing with it. I hate they took the back and forth because people could have used that before even the holidays came. So I hate that. 600 is not a lot of money. It's a good extra money if you like. For you and I, it's literally probably extra money because we still have our job. You know what I'm saying? Sandy too, same thing. But I feel like for other people who were out of work, it's something, but it's not helping them. The average rent in the United States, in every state, is more than $600. Every single one.
Right.
Which means that the 600, if they're behind, can't even pay for 1 month they're behind and whatnot. So I feel bad on that regard. Now to extend the unemployment part, that'll be helping, but
now, but the unemployment, you do know the unemployment is 300. It got cut in half, so it's not 600 anymore.
Right. But it's still helping people who don't have it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So, but not helping with what I feel like they need overall. Now I do hear the 2,000 part is still on the table, meaning they might still give you the other 1,400, but that's going to take whatever amount of time.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that.
But as far as now, again, it's a good help. I'll use it to invest and things like that. For people who really, 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 really needed it, I feel like it was almost like a slap in the face. or whatever. So, and I wish that some of the, cause I heard that McConnell, who denied it, one of the things he said was he don't want to give 2,000 to people who don't need it. And I understand that. Like if you're making whatever $60,000, they give you
Right.
$2,000, whatever like that.
Well,
However,
it's
people,
you have to make more than $75,000 a year, and that you can't get it if you, or yours will be cut down. But whoever make
right,
less than 75,000 would be able to receive the full amount.
right. So he feels like if you make 65,000, then why would you need $2,000 or whatever like that? Which I guess I get. How right, but however, people who are making 9,000 who are unemployment for the whole year or whatever, or whatever you want to say, or making less and less money, they still need it. So,
and to be
but
fair, wealthy, rich, doing good in life, it all depends on how much money and how much bills you have, right? So I might be making
right,
$65,000 a year, but if my mortgage is like $3,000,
right.
who said I can't use an extra $2,000?
Right,
You know?
correct,
So
correct. And let's talk about why it comes in the first place. It all goes back to that damn pandemic, obviously.
mhm.
And you know, places are still, California is still on their, they're on a lockdown. They're not on a freaking you know, just regular stipulations. They're on an actual
Right,
lockdown right now, which means
right.
people can't go to work. A lot of people can't have their jobs. Restaurants are still closing left and right, you know, because of the pandemic. Movie theaters, right? Went out of business. AMC Hamilton.
Yep.
Regal's not open. People are not able to work, stuff like that.
Yeah, so
So,
think about the person who was working at the theater for like 5 years and now he has no job. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like we could use a little more. And I guess I'm really dying to, this kind of ties it in, seeing what Biden, as he gets inaugurated next week or 2 weeks from now, what his next steps are to fix the pandemic. Because in my
Right.
thoughts, and I'll let you go, I know I talked a lot. In my thoughts, all the other stuff you're talking about, the taxes, the foreign policies, I don't care about none of that right now because the pandemic is our most important thing.
Right.
Right.
True.
So none of that stuff is going to matter if we still can't go to work and we still got to live like we do today, stuff like that. So I feel like that should be the main focus on everything and whatnot. But go
Right.
ahead, you can talk.
No, I mean, I brought it up and I kind of mentioned it. I mean, it's cool because, again, for the people who are watching, we come up with questions for each other and they turn into topics, which turn into discussions. And so that's our whole thing, the input we put. Now, what was cool was my topic was the stimulus, but which is great because we went into a lot more and when you went in a lot more deeper, which I love. But yeah, I mean, I just pretty much, my side is my side. I didn't get it, but we will be getting
Right.
it
Okay.
at some point down the road. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, I want them.
How do you feel about the amount and stuff like that though?
Listen, let's be fair. I thought we was never getting another stimulus. Like that came out of nowhere. Like we got a one stimulus and that was it, right? Okay, cool.
Right.
We got our, money. So when this came out of nowhere, I was like, I take it. I don't have to listen. You could have not gave it to me. At the end of the day, I look at this. You can't miss what you never had. So I didn't know it was even coming. Like out of nowhere, it's been talked about forever and then they haven't mentioned it in a while and people just left it alone. And then, oh yeah, guess what? It's real. So me, I appreciate it. Don't even know what I do with the money. I'm just gonna put it in the bank. Maybe I'll pay off some credit card debt, pay down a little more credit card debt. Who knows? But I appreciate it. It's cool. Looking forward to it.
All right, cool. I was about to ask what are your plans for the money, but you kind of already answered that, so that's pretty cool. All right.
What about you? Well, you did say you might like invest it or something, right?
I'm gonna put it back into the stock market, and it's kind of gonna help me out because I spent a lot of money on Christmas. Knowing I bought my daughter already, it's already $300-400 or whatever in games, and then on top of my girlfriend and my parents. So yeah, so it'll help me recoup money back, I guess, and I'll invest to save. I got. Well, we'll talk about that a little later, actually, because that's a part of one of my questions. But
cool.
I'll get to that. So here's one for you. I want you to listen to the question. All right.
Okay.
Have you conquered all of your fears in life? And if you have, either if you have or haven't, and what was or is your greatest fear?
All right. So, I'm not afraid of a lot of things. So more or less the things that I'm afraid of is failure or death, right? So I'm in a really good space in my life because I've had moments where I had a lot of money. I had moments where I had a little bit of money. I mean, I got evicted with 3 kids when I lived in Florida. The cops knocked on the door, opened the door. They just walked in and grabbed all our stuff and put it on the front yard, right? So I went through that stuff with 3 little babies. My daughter was probably 3, and then my son was 2, and then my other daughter was like 1, like dead serious, right? That was crazy time. I had moments where, you know, I just had more money than I knew what to do with, right? And then I've also had, my grandfather was the closest person to me. He died in 2002. That was really hard for me. And then my grandma and I was like this, and she died in 2015. And when she died, I literally watched her die for like 2 weeks. They stopped feeding her. She had kind of like had a stroke, had brain damage. And they was like, listen, we're just gonna let her go on her own. I was like, it was so traumatic. I went to see her every single day. So I watched her like wither away. It was a real traumatic time. So when that happened, I told myself that like, there's nothing else that the world could throw at me, right? And maybe that's why I don't really get stressed. I told myself there's no reason to stress anymore. And then I got into church, and the Bible says there's no amount of stress could bring back a second in the day, right? So that means I could stress for 3 years, and I ain't bringing back 1 second of a lost loved one or nothing, right? So I'm not saying I'm like, I think one of the hardest things a parent could go through is the loss of a child, right? So it's gonna be real crazy when I say this, but I feel like I understand that the world is real and things is unpredictable and nothing is promised, right? And I always told my kids, ain't no one ever sat you down and said, tomorrow, I guarantee we're gonna sign a contract because this is what's happened tomorrow. No. So if tomorrow I got that crazy call that, I mean, my daughter right now, my oldest daughter, she's 23. She's all the way like 8 hours away in upstate New York, going to talk to her husband, who they separated, and see what they're gonna blah, 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 right? A little extra info y'all didn't need to know. So if I got the call that a crazy car accident, I'm just saying, this is probably morbid, but you know where I'm going. I don't need to spell it out. I mean, I'll be like, whoa, but I wouldn't even call that a fear. I would just be like distraught and be like, wow. But I don't think there's nothing I can't come back from. I seen so much, I heard so much. So I don't really think I have a fear, you know, because I know a lot. I had to put that in there because some people might be like, oh, well, what if, you know, you don't fear? Like, I had to explain, you know, my ups and downs and loss of people. And I don't think there's anything I fear. I don't think there's anything I can't get over either or come back from. I mean, I was married 3 times. Listen, my youngest daughter's mom passed away less than a year ago. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a fear.
And you never had like any in your life so the answer is yes, you conquered all your fears. Did you ever have any fears though, as you would say? Yeah,
I definitely did. I think you know, maybe hanging with our friends and thinking you're gonna get in trouble by the cops or something like that. You know, being out with your friends and somebody else is doing dumb stuff and you're with them. But those was when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? So being an adult, I don't get myself involved in situations like that. So that, like a fear or something like that might be a typical fear for somebody. Somebody might be driving around with no license, right? And they got to go to work. That's a fear. I've conquered a lot of fears because I'm really into stuff that's legal, right? So I don't get into like nothing that's illegal, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely conquer my fears because I think I grew up a lot and I don't put myself in the situations that would be fearful. I can't really think of, like, I don't hang around people where like, bro, they might start shooting. Like, so.
And nothing like, I'm sorry to press you, but nothing like normal fears of heights, animals, spiders, never had none of that.
I don't have a fear of heights. I mean, one of my videos, I'm standing on my roof. I climbed up on my roof just to do a part in the video. I'm not afraid. I used to, funny story, I used to be terrified. I had arachnophobia. And I remember being at work and a spider, and I'm like, and I remember walking on the street one time with my boys, and I walked through spider web and I flipped out, and they're looking at me like, bro. And I literally conquered that. This stuff is mental. A fear is something that your brain tells you, right? So I was dating this girl, this is back in the early 2000s, and she smoked cigarettes. And I was like, yo, your mind's so powerful. I've always been that person talking about you could do whatever you want, right? Why don't you quit cigarettes? She's like, you don't get it. Cigarettes, you're addicted to. It's actually nicotine is addictive, right? And I was like, whatever, because I don't know. I never smoked before. I'm just telling her she could just snap her fingers, get over it. She looked at me and said, well, Anthony, why don't you stop being afraid of spiders? Why are you afraid of spiders? And I listen, I'm always been competitive. And if you challenge me or tell me I can't do something, I'm one of the people who will try to prove I can. In that moment, I say, you know what? I won't be afraid of spiders. And I swear to you right now, I literally, that moment, I was like, I'm not gonna be afraid of spiders. And I would see a spider and literally just will myself to not be afraid. The other, probably about less than a year ago, my son is terrified of spiders, right? Which is ironic. And he's 22 years old, right? It was less than a year ago in the house. There was a spider in the kitchen, right? It was like, oh, look, a spider. I literally went like this. I grabbed it with my hand and threw it. And he was like, ah! Like he jumped back. And it was like, yo, you're crazy. And it was a big spider. I was like, what? So, but my brain, like at the end of the day, like I told myself, okay, I won't be afraid of spiders anymore. And so I don't know. I don't know what I'm afraid of. I don't have a fear, so to speak, you know.
That's pretty good. All right. I like that. So to answer the question, I feel like that because we're at a different age in life, and that's why I answered the question. I thought it was a good question, but I feel like I used to have lots and lots of fears, right? When I was younger. Never like spiders or stupid stuff like. No, I'm sorry, not to call it stupid, but never like actual like spiders or animals. But I had like a fear of like, yeah, I never had like a phobia, but I had fear of like public speaking or fear of kind of like even like fear of like weirdly like asking a girl out or something, you know what I mean? Like if you're like, yo, I'm scared she's gonna say no or whatever this
I mean, okay, I definitely had that too, but I feel like that's yeah.
Right. So you know, but then as I got older, I kind of I guess got more confident in myself, and I kind of like think I lost some of those fears. Like I said, I never had like a fear of heights and whatnot, and I started to look at fear differently as I got a little older too. And I looked at it like some of the fears that you have in life is just like you gotta kind of what you grab in the spider, right? It's almost the same thing. Just grab it and move on from it rather than let it take over your mind and stuff like that. Because when you let it build up, the fear grows even higher, right? So as your son is sitting there fearing it, the more time he doesn't encounter it, the bigger the fear grows and stuff like that. Then you never go look at it, stuff like that. So hopefully you can get rid of it. So, but as a youth, I would say, man, the smallest thing I would say, and even like you said, illegal stuff. Like I remember all my cousins would go to the bodegas or whatever, and they would like sell some chips or whatever, but never me. Because I was always scared to get caught and stuff like that. I was like 10, 12 years old or whatever like that. And they were like, go ahead, get you a bag. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't doing that. Or they were like, remember guys do this, like go to the back of the store where like the soda was at and take a swig and put it back in the fridge or something like that. And they'd be like, I never did that. Like,
so here's the funny thing to tie in. I had those same fears. However, it's because my mom was so strict. Man, listen, I was scared.
Mine too,
yeah. So my fears was my mom. That definitely that's probably my biggest fear in my whole life was my mom.
Right. And then did you ever see what's the Will Smith movie? After Earth. So After Earth with his son Jaden?
Yeah. Well, him and his son.
Yeah. And they got this fear quote in the movie, and I loved it. And it comes from, it wasn't just written in the movie. It comes from a Buddhist, an Indian Buddhist, and it's actually something that they had. Now they kind of twisted the words a little bit for the movie, but basically I'm gonna read it, and it says that fear is not real. It's the product of thoughts you create. Now, do not misunderstand me. Danger is actually real. So, like, if there's a guy with a knife, the danger of him killing you is real.
Correct.
But fear is a choice and whatnot. So, and I learned that, and I kind of stuck with it and whatnot. Like, there's nothing to, you ever heard the other one? There's nothing to fear but fear itself. And I kind of stick by that as well or whatnot. You create the fear in your mind. Yes, I can actually get stabbed, but you being scared of that is something you have to is on your own. So I kind of live by it.
Yeah, no,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna
Go
say
ahead.
it literally is a spider thing. She challenged me, and it was my own fear. It's my own fear to bear and to give away, right? So literally, I
Correct.
said, okay, now I'm not gonna be afraid of spiders anymore, and I was no longer afraid. Like that was so weird that I could snap my finger. But my whole all them years, my whole life, running and being afraid of spiders, and then somebody challenged me, and I got so mad. I was like, you know what? All right, all right. So that show exactly what you said is so correct. You know, yes, the danger if I got bit by a poisonous spider, that's probably is going to be real rare in New Jersey, but or brown recluse, whatever, right? But the fear was really just mine to bear or to let go, you know?
Right. Just like if I was going to fight Mike Tyson right now, I probably would get knocked out. I mean, that's
Right,
no, that's true. However, it's really my to let go. No, I'm not scared. I will get in the ring with him and stuff like that.
right,
So
yeah.
now it
Well,
might be now it might be stupid. Other things,
oh
but
yeah.
but I won't be there for stuff like that.
Now let me
But
ask you this because I think of this a lot because this is the ultimate question, right? To end off your
yeah,
question, unless you have more to
go
say,
ahead. No, no, go ahead.
do you fear death?
No, not afraid of death either, man. That might be because of my religious background as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now again, when I think about death, I always think about the people that I'm leaving and what
Okay.
I bring to their life, right? And my daughter, my parents, my relationship, the
Mm-hmm.
things I bring to their life and how much they would miss me, or going back to my kids or parents, how much they would actually need me, especially my kids, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because growing up, as your daughter can see, right, attest to this year,
Mm-hmm.
missing a parent can have a huge effect on you, right? So I think about that. However, I myself personally don't fear ending. I think there can be something, first of all, I think it's just my time if I did pass or whatnot. You know what I mean? I don't think, I don't want to go too religious, but I don't think God makes mistakes. I think if he calls you home, you're supposed to go home. And secondly, I feel like that there's something there on the other side of that maybe better than what I'm dealing with right now and whatnot.
Right.
So I'm not very fearful. Now, same principle. Um, can I do things to try to personally to try to think in my mind I'm making it last longer by eating healthier or whatever you can call it, or not smoking or drinking or whatever that is? Of
Right.
course. But I still think, just like the person who was the healthiest person their entire life, never did anything wrong, and wound
Mm-hmm.
up with cancer, right? When God calls you home, he calls you home. That's just my opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah,
What
cool.
you
So I
got?
want to answer that too. I'm like you. I don't fear death, but in a weird way. So it's cool. I love that we had two polar opposites. I agree with you, but for different reasons. So yeah, I started going to church in 2012. But before that, I was an atheist for 36 years, right? So I didn't believe in God. So for me, I didn't even fear death because I feel like when you watch all these movies like Saw and people dying or whatever, at the end of the day, it looks like it's painful, right? Even a car accident, right? What was the movie with the aliens? Signs, right?
Uh-huh.
And remember the dude, the car hit him and pinned him against a tree, right?
Yeah.
And he's literally in half for the most part, and he's dying, right? I look
Right.
at something like that, right? It isn't that fearful to me because you're only going to be alive, but for so long, right? Like
Right.
you might be in pain for 30 seconds. You might be in pain, could be up to 30 minutes, but
Right.
we've sat in a movie theater for 2.5 hours, right? So at the end
Right.
of the day, like time is something that eventually is going to go by. So I just don't fear because even if there's nothing on the other side, eventually I'm just going to be gone anyway. Like the time, I think people are like, oh my God, you know, what if you was in this car accident or what if you got set on fire or crazy stuff? Well, first of all, your nerve end is going to be gone. You ain't even going to feel pain because the pain is what people are really afraid of. It's the pain,
Mm-hmm.
but then you're just going to be
Right.
gone. So for me, hey, that's another reason why I don't fear death because it's eventually going to be over, whether there's anything on the other side, but the act of death is just going to happen and you're going to be gone, you know, unless there's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. That I don't even think about, because I'm with you. I always thought that's going to be something that, that's like if I get if I pinch myself, which will be
Right,
painful, it'll be the same thing if I get shot. It's a second of pain. It's not
right,
like hours and hours and months and
right.
months and months and months and months. And then thirdly, but I guess for me it's more like I always think about because sometimes it's weird. I'm getting deeper now, but
Yeah, let's do it.
sometimes I'll have dreams or visions of my own funeral. right?
Okay.
And when I think about that, or vision that, I don't want to, the thing I fear is the most, like I said, people sad or hurting or needing me, like my kids or something like that. So that's the only part I fear, of leaving
Right.
them still in a certain need. You know what I mean? Especially as a
Okay.
father, there are things you can instill in your kids that
Right.
they need, especially before they get to an adulthood, that I want to make sure I'm there for. But not even after adulthood. You still teach your son and daughters now, right?
That's
I'm
true. That's
sure.
true.
So I feel like even after that, because I know people who've lost their parent, a parent at 25,
Mhm.
27, and they still are missing that guidance. You know what I
Right.
mean? They're not married yet. They don't have a house yet. They don't have cars yet. So
Right.
even after adulthood, you can still use the guidance, no matter how old you
True.
really get. So I fear of leaving them without
So
that. That's my biggest thing.
here I'm gonna jump on the other side too. This is crazy. This is cool. I don't have those same fears, which is weird,
Okay.
right? Because I feel like, um, again, nothing is promised. I feel like there, hopefully, that person who need guidance, like my daughter, right? Hopefully, if I die now, my daughter, because my older kids are older, right? So at the end of the day, they can still learn some things from me. But listen, you're an adult now, right? My job was to teach you up until 18 so that you could fly away, right? Or leave the nest and be good, right? So, but there's still more teachings. However, the government, United States, says you're an adult. So I feel like it is what it is, right? I'm just being extra realistic. And then two, it'd be unfortunate if the person lost both their family. We talked about COVID cases where two parents died. This kid has nobody. They go in the system or whatever. But that's the way of the world. That's something I can't help. I mean, that could happen to anybody for the most part. And life would just be life, and it has to be what it is, which sucks. But I don't have those fears. It is what. Listen, my thing is every day I wake up, a situation might be different than yesterday, and I just have to be prepared to go with it. I'm just a go with the flow person. So I feel like, sometimes you're not prepared when stuff happens, but that's just life. You know what I mean? You can't hold up, pause the life right now. Let me get myself together. No, man, life happens. Like I've been in a lot of situations, and life is
See,
life.
I think for me it's just different because of what I've experienced, like
Right,
knowing the people who I've known. So I've dated, and this is so crazy to me. I don't know how this
right,
happens to me, but I've dated 3 women who lost a parent before they were
okay,
30. So all
okay.
of them were either like very young, like much younger, like 18, 17 to like mid 20s, stuff like that. And it all had a huge effect on them and even their relationships moving forward.
Mhm.
And like one in particular, I dated her. I'm gonna say her mom had died probably like a year and a half beforehand or whatever like
Mhm.
that. But at the time, like, her mother had lived with her. They were super duper close and stuff like that when her mom passed away. And, even though I was a year and a half after that, she couldn't, like, she was still grieving. And she
Mhm.
had moments and tough in life where she couldn't even still like almost good to go to work or function, to the point where we actually had to break up. She was like, honestly, I can't really give you my all because I'm still grieving over my mother. And this was almost now, this is almost years after. And
Right.
she's like, my mother was my best friend. Like when things happen right now in my life with my kids, I don't know what to do because I used her for so much guidance, and I feel like I still need her, and there was still
Mhm.
stuff I needed. So I say that to say, I'll never want my daughter to have to think like that or go through that.
Yeah.
Because this girl, to your point, could have put a pause in her life because she couldn't date anymore because she
Right.
was like, my mother's gone, and I still need time to get through this stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean,
So
that sucks, but that's still a choice. That's nothing different than the phobia of spiders. I mean, you have a choice to allow the death of a person hold you back. I said the dumbest thing, right? I said hear me out. I said the day my grandfather died, I'm gonna kill my mom. The crazy story. My grandfather was like my everything. My mom and her used to argue. My mom and him used to argue. They had a crazy relationship, right? Both people, the reason why I'm so good at Pac-Man, because I want to be like them, right? I grew up looking up to my grandfather and I had issues with my mom. Dumbest thing I could say, right? So my grandfather passed away. Did I kill my mom? No, right? I had a choice to be like, all these feelings, right? That I swore because of the situation, what happened, right? No, it never happened. So I feel like that's why we have people to talk to people. We have counselors, we have therapists. But at the end of the day, all these people are just trying to get you to make a choice. There's a switch you have to turn. Is it that easy? No. But you being, you know, a year's going by and you can't, I don't know, you can't look at a Christmas tree because your mom and you shared Christmas when you was 14. Like that's just, I don't want to be the a-hole, but that's still a choice. That's just, you know, you can't get over it.
I think you said it. I think sometimes you might need either counseling or therapist or even like spiritual counseling. But either way, right? If you need that before you can function regularly, that means your life had to go on pause.
True.
And stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's why, again, because even if you say, like I said, you need that, like, you know, the counselor might say, listen, you need to get through this counseling before you can try to do other things.
Right.
So I don't want my daughter to have to ever have a pause because I passed away, I guess, or
right.
The most I probably seen it from, and I looked to it like, and the biggest part of it was not like the Christmas tree thing was what she said. My mother was the person who I needed to go to for my guidance, for my advice, for my thoughts or whatever. I trusted her. And it's not more about getting other people. It's about who else do you trust with it and whatnot. And it's hard to find that person who you can trust with that. And I feel like that, you know, some people, I don't know, I guess every relationship is different too. Some people are just that close to their parents, to where like, they're everything, almost like a spouse or whatever like that. Because you got the same thing with spouses, right? When they pass away, some people can't move on and whatnot. You know what I mean? I had my aunt, you know, her husband, who I never met, he died in like 1979 and whatnot. And she never had another husband, never another boyfriend, never another relationship. She was like, no, that was my one, or whatever like that. And that was it, or whatever like that. So she's speaking Diana Prince. She couldn't move on from nobody else. So I think everybody's different. So, but I get your point though, overall. So we can move on.
All right, let's go.
So wasn't it my topic? Yeah, it was my topic. So
so it's me now. So this is crazy because this is just my second topic. So you heard this already, but you didn't answer. So I want to get into this. So on the Sandy Anthony Show, shout out, shameless plug to my wife and I. We do a show on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time. You can check that out on the Now Your Mama Knows. It's in the description. Eastern time. Would you not want to be? What would you not want to be leaked more? Pictures on your phone or text messages on your phone? Now, I was listening to the radio and I heard this and I was like, that's good. I forgot what station. I would like to give a shout out, but I can't remember. But it might have been Q102. But man, do you want me to go first?
No. So I heard Sandy asked you, when you say leaked, what do you mean by leaked on the show? So
okay, so
question?
So because she was more about, I think she wanted to be like, well, does just my friends know or do the world know, right? I think that's what she was trying to figure out, because some stuff you can be like, well, no, this is a public thing, right? So the public, obviously it's not going to come on it's not going to be the Wishmaster from Wonder Woman and the world's going to see it, but it could be leaked, meaning that it's online. People could find it.
Viral.
Friends and family could, friends and family could find it. So what would you rather to be leaked? Your text messages
or pictures?
Yes.
Oh. That's tough.
Right.
But I would probably go with pictures.
Okay.
Because there's pictures that you take that you don't post, right? You don't post it for a reason a lot of times, because you don't like how it came out, you don't like how you look, you don't like, you know, whatever it is about you. You might have looked short or fat or too light or too dark, whatever it is, and stuff like that. So I feel like if I didn't post that for a reason, then I don't really want it out there to the world either. So, and I feel like I can kind of, here's the thing about a picture, right? Pictures people make their own assumptions of, or whatever like that. See, because you don't, you know what I mean? It's just like, if you put them into a blank picture, if you ever see stuff, they'll be like, you know, when people try to tell on people or whatever it is, they'll have a picture like, or something like that, right? And you can make your own description for it or whatever. And then you take the picture and be like, yeah, look at him. He really was shocked or whatever. Like, no, he just had the light got in his eye. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know that, right? So I feel like at least with text messages, whatever I was trying to convey is explained. Maybe I said something stupid or embarrassing or whatever, but at least it's my actual words. Then a picture, you're putting your words too. So I would rather have text messages linked than pictures, I would say.
Definitely. So let me answer this because Mike went the really
I'm trying to make it a show, bro.
The route Mike went was real lame. Now, listen, I don't want my pictures to be leaked because my wife and I, we're kind of crazy. We got a vibrant relationship. And sometimes I might be sitting at work and I'll be like, oh, all right. So yeah, like yeah, man, I got a lot of personal stuff in my my phone.
I mean, me too, but I don't want to get on that. Okay,
listen, you know, that's why somebody got to take it there. This BigMike.LittleAnt, all right? Sometimes you take it there, I'll be like, Mike, calm down. And then sometimes you gotta be like, yo, Ant.
Calm down.
That's what we do. That's what we do. That's why people love us, man. Yeah, man. I feel like because me, I might come off as an a-hole sometimes, but bro, if I wrote in a text message, I meant it. And even if you wasn't, let's say you and me were discussing about somebody else, right? Figuratively, just pick somebody out the hat, our buddy Josh, we know, right? Let's say we're having a conversation about Josh and I was sounding kind of mean. I meant it. And if he found out, sorry, bro, but I wasn't just being funny. I meant it. You might not like it, but that was really my feelings. So I feel like text messages, yeah, you might be like, oh, I can't believe he said this and that. Sorry that you know, but yeah, that's yeah. So I feel like
I feel like listen, these are my words. So yes, they are what they are.
Right. Yeah. I'm not one of the people just to be saying stuff for nothing. Like, you know, when you're younger and you got that person that just be talking about people and stuff, and you know, you be like, yo, what's your problem? Like, I'm just a straight shooter, always been. Like, that's just me. That's what I said. Take it or leave it. I feel bad if you don't like me, but I mean, and chances are if I said something that was mean, it's because you gave me that impression of you. Right. I'm only saying what I think. I'm not just gonna be, I'm not the person just to be like, man, her heels look dumb. Like, I always give people credit. Somebody might be like, her heels look dumb. I'll be like, but she was working it though, man. She was trying, you know, that's more me. So if I say something, but yeah, the pictures thing. Now I don't know if we're gonna get into, because they always say that technically nothing is deleted until it's rewritten. So I found this out when I lost, my grandma passed away, and my niece, she was like maybe 2 years old. I was deleting something and she grabbed my phone out my hand and I didn't realize it hit delete all. And so it deleted, and I was like, oh my God. So I had a picture of a video of my grandma before she passed. No, she already had passed away, and it was hilarious. I took my kids to see her. I put my grandma wig on. My grandma was black. It was like one of these beautiful moments that I had of my grandma, and it's gone forever, right? So when I tried to find it, I was looking up all these programs. It was like, technically, I probably rewrit over. What happened was when I found out how to try to get it back off my phone, it was some weeks later where I was already taking videos, and because I make videos, and come to find out is your pictures and stuff are still there until as you're using your phone and data on your phone, until it's rewritten over. So people, like, I actually sent my phone off to a company that could purge my phone to find the videos. I paid money for them to do that for me. But it was like, it depends on all what you did with your phone, because it might be gone at this point. And at that point, I done downloaded all the stuff on my phone where it could bring back pictures. And I was finding stuff that I deleted. Full deleted stuff that you thought you hit delete and it's gone. No, it was still there. It just didn't write over it yet. Even now, if you delete a picture right now on your phone and you hit the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner on the gallery, you could actually go to trash. And those pictures are held for 30 days on Android anyway. So you think they're gone, but they're there. So I think even if we go that deep with it, let's just say if it was pictures there, because I'm married, I'm with my wife, right? But let's just say it was pictures there from other girls, right? Like, or from, you know, whatever, past relationships. Yeah, me personally, just my life, I got stuff that, pictures, yeah, that I don't want to get out. I had to.
Yeah, me personally, I got the same thing. I got some stuff with my current relationship I don't want to get out and whatnot. And I already told you on several shows.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up.
That I keep everything. So I have a lot of old stuff as well that I would want to get out on this phone and other tablets, stuff like that, that I would not want to get out of pictures and videos of certain activities. I'll say.
I want to say that on previous shows, and you guys got to check them out, guys. We got the shows check out the playlist because there's shows with Big Mike on different shows, and it's pretty cool. But I think what you said was you got so much pictures and videos that you could have your own OnlyFans.
I've got stuff going back to 2006, honestly. So,
all right, so
yeah. And actually, part of the reason why I asked you about that legacy box thing. Remember you put me on that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and come to find out, Home Shopping Network has the legacy box through them or whatever.
Nice.
You get like a discount if you do it through them, actually. So they kind of it's becoming big, I guess, because they got to deal with Home Shopping Network. So it's becoming bigger, I guess. Whatever. So
and the video, they said Disney uses them. That's what they said on the thing. So that's pretty serious.
Right. So I'm still gonna do that. Actually, that stimulus check I might use for something like that. Actually,
maybe I should. I've been waiting to do that forever, but I was like, is it too much money? But yeah, you're right, man. I should just bite the bullet.
Yeah, at least I'm gonna start slow to make sure it works pretty good or whatever.
Right.
But then yeah, I might do because they do because I got so many. Here's my issue. I got so many pictures from like old school pictures with like the old cameras that are printed out.
Right.
And they can get wet or destroyed. So I would love to put them on digital some kind of way. So that I'm gonna use it for specifically.
We'll give a shameless plug. What we're talking about, guys, this is a company called Legacy Box, and they could take a VHS, right? That most people don't have a VCR anymore, and they could turn those into a DVD, Blu-ray if you want, or even put on a thumb drive, right? And they could take pictures and make it current for you guys. So because right now, like Mike said, he got pictures that get wet, they're gone, right? Nowadays, we got pictures that's in the cloud, so we could have forever, right? It goes back to the whole stuff we can't get rid of, what would be leaked. So, all right, cool. See, and that's why I was that's why I wanted to, it's funny. I've been telling people, guys, you're going to see the most transparent version of me on this show right here with Mike, because we go into depth and detail. So that answer that I gave on the Sandy Anthony show was like 2 minutes. But this, I know I'm gonna go, and that's why I saved it, because it's gonna be a whole different answer, And
that's why I didn't answer, actually. Same thing. So, because I wanted to wait for it and whatnot and bring it on here for you guys. So sorry, Mr. Urban World, you got to watch this show to get the answer.
That's right.
All right, here's one specifically for you and whatnot, or for both of us, but for you and whatnot. So, what technological advancements that I guess are rumored to maybe happen or that you heard about, but what advancements would you want to be alive to see the most happen before you would have passed away?
So it's funny you mentioned Mr. Urban World. He was telling us that they're supposed to have some train that could go, takes 30 minutes to get from any part of the United States to another part of the United States, right?
I heard that, yeah.
So maybe I'm going a little further. Maybe I would love to see time travel or teleportation. I don't really care we got to the point where we could go back in the past, we go in the future. But man, if I could go on vacation and not have to take a flight that's an overlay, and if I could say, oh yeah, let's book the Bahamas this weekend, and we book it on the day before the trip, and we just pack good enough, and then we're teleported in 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? All the way to the Bahamas. We didn't have to go to Florida. Like I remember when I went to the Bahamas, we had to go catch a plane to Florida. Then we had to get on the cruise ship. Like we had to do so much, right? Let's say if I could just home, Bahamas, home. That was a great trip. We're back. Going to work tomorrow. I would like to be alive for that. Teleportation.
So you went like futuristic on that one. Teleportation and whatnot.
Yeah, that was, or if we don't get that, if I back up to Mr. Urban World thing, if they're not going to be that far out, but I would love the advancement. I mean, they're working on these fast trains, fast jets and stuff. I would love to see transportation become faster. Now, not the public vehicle, because people are killing themselves. People can't drive 55 miles an hour now, right? But a train that could go like a super fast train, that could get you, like I could say, hey, we're going to go visit my wife's friend, Constance, who live in Florida. That's 19 hours away. We're going to get there in an hour. That'd be cool. You do a Florida trip, because most of it is, oh man, it's going to take us 19 hours to drive. So if I request off of work, part of, some of the days I'm requesting off is driving, like, you know, to just go hang in Florida for the weekend, and as if it was me driving to the mall. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, something like that, you know, it's funny because you got to be careful with stuff like that, because that was the whole thing going back to the Titanic, right? That was their whole thing. We can get you from Europe to United States in less than this amount of time because our boat is so powerful and fast. And look what happened, right? So you got to be careful when you build things a lot faster to, you know, to make sure that they're ready for that. I would say, man, same kind of transportation aspect. I would say flying cars. That's what I really would like to see happen in my lifetime. I think that it's something that that's something that's actually doable. I think it's something that they've been working on for several years. I think that if you can make other things hover, even down to droids, I think you can put that same technology in a bigger object like a car and whatnot, and eventually have flying cars. I don't know if it'll take the next 20 or 30 years, but I feel like we're behind technologically based off our projections. And let's say Back to the Future, right? 1985. Right. I feel like we're not where we thought we would be. And
definitely.
So, yeah. So I feel like that that I would love to see that take place and be able to hop in my car, go up in the sky, and look down and be like, "Oh man, it's they got a sail down there. Let me hop down there and see that, whatever it is." Like that. So I would love to be able to do that, or just like taking a drive, taking a flight. You ever take a drive to clear your mind, take a little flight, or whatever, and be up there. I mean, I think that'll be so dope, and I think that's probably the one I want to be allowed to see or anything.
When I think of flying cars, I think of The Fifth Element, and it sounds kind of drastic. It was like stoplights in the air, and it was like, you know, I felt like after a while it's going to be just as driving a car, because if flying cars become legal and so everybody can have them, then the air is going to be crowded, just as crowded as the ground, and it's going to be like Fifth Element, where there's floating stop signs and you got to stop red lights, and then everybody's going by, and then at that point it's just you're flying. It would feel like I could just been on the ground. Maybe I could get somewhere faster. But there are two things I want to say about everything you said. One, there are prototypes. If you could go on YouTube right now and see, there are prototypes of people having a hover car, which is cool. So that was a couple of years ago. So I can imagine what they have now. And the second thing is, bro, don't be talking about Titanic. That was one of my favorite movies. And first of all, the Titanic was known for being the biggest ship, all right, not the fastest.
And speed. No, it was both. We'll watch it again.
For that size, all right. But the second thing was, it wasn't that they was too fast, right? It was the fact that they had limited technology. They didn't know 80% of an iceberg was beneath the ocean. So they didn't know that at the time. So when they seen an iceberg, it was like, oh, it's an iceberg. We got to turn away. But they didn't know it was that massive underneath the water.
Okay. Let me try to explain to you what happened technologically, because you're my guy. So I want to explain to you what happened.
Right.
That's my movie too. Okay. What happened was the one guy in the movie kept saying, how fast are we getting there? I want to break the record. I want to get there faster. They can go there faster. What happened was the captain sped up. So when the iceberg came, he didn't have enough time to make any type of sharp turn because he was already going too fast. Where a boat, you got to slow down a lot earlier.
Like a bus.
Yeah, like a bus in order to make the sharp turn. Now, had not they been trying to break the record and go faster, then they would have been going at regular speed and be able to make the turn.
I see what you're saying.
Right.
It was on them because they were trying to go that fast, right? But that was a guy made a conscious decision to try to break a record. Whereas I'm just saying, whereas the train that's supposed to go so fast, that would just be its normal speed to get you from here to there. Not that not that the guy driving is like, yo, we should try to go a little faster to get them from California to Nevada or something like that.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, I guess my overarching point was sometimes be careful with things going a lot faster or whatever like that.
That's true.
You never know what you can lose, Or,
well, I mean, it's just like, it's what I say now is, I lived in Florida for a while, too, right? The speed limits are faster. I would always tell Sandy, listen, in New Jersey, you'll see two people arguing because they car smashed up. Yo, man, my car in Florida, bro. You seen the ambulance. Like, people was dying because the speed limit's faster. Like, I seen a lot of deaths. You drive down the street, you're like, oh, God. In Jersey, you like, They should have
For
been
me, it's
slowing down.
small things, bro. For me, it's the fact that you can hit a U-turn at a stoplight from one side to the other side, and it's legal in Florida. It's the craziest shit ever to me. And I don't know
Right.
how it's not more accidents, to happen or whatever like that. And literally, it's like, oh man, the store over that way. And he gets to the light and be like, ooh. Like I've never seen nothing like
Right.
that in my life. And
Yeah.
still to this day, it's kind of crazy to me, if I ever went down there. And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's so normal. I think the normality of it is what's like weird to me. It's like, yo, I can just hit a U-turn at a light even or whatever, and it's legal. I think it's crazy to me. So, but
Yeah, I agree.
on that.
All right.
Are you next?
All right. So, guys, there is a person at my job. Her name is Beverly. And this is my Bev question. So I was talking to her the other day and I was like, Bev, I'm trying to get my questions together. And she was like, oh, you can ask this. I was like, but you know what? I'm going to ask it anyway. So this isn't going to be that in-depth, right? But it's a Bev question and I'm going to ask it. So yeah, for time's sake, this is going to be cool. Beverly said, what shark would you want to be and why? Out of all the sharks you've heard of and you have knowledge of, what shark would you want to be and why?
Shouts out to Bev and whatnot. Until I said hello. I would say a hammerhead shark, stuff like that. I mean, great white, of course, is the most, I guess, menacing. That was the one in what's the movie? I don't know why I can't think of it. Jaws,
yeah.
stuff like that. But which you probably saw when you were younger. But I think hammerheads because I like unique things and whatnot. I think they're unique looking shark. Though they don't attack as much and they're less they're not. I think because they're so rare too. So I think to be a rare and they got kind of a weapon with them and stuff like that. So it's like I'm still a shark, but also to like hit my head against you and stuff like that.
Right.
So I kind of like hammerhead. I would say.
That's kind of cool. I gotta ask Beverly this. She's the shark expert. I don't think they actually I don't think they use their head as a weapon. I think it's just the way it's shaped. They get their name, the hammerhead. But also, so the reason why this came up because she was like, "Oh, you're gonna tell the story?" And I was like, "Beverly, I could record you and put it a part of the show, and you could actually." Yeah. She was like, "Well, not right now." She's a little reserved. She's like, "Maybe in the future." I was like, "Look, that would be cool." But she was like, "Are you gonna tell them the story?" So she has a calendar, and she asks, "What's your month?" And she'll tell you your shark fact. And so my shark fact was the nurse shark. I was like, why the hell I get to be the nurse shark? Like, what? That's like the wackest shark. But she was saying how the hammerhead, somebody had a hammerhead shark, and it said that the hammerhead shark has some of the best vision because of their eye placement. So it was one of the coolest features about the shark, about the hammerhead. But to answer the question, I would be a nurse shark. Sorry, not the nurse shark. Nurse shark actually don't have regular teeth. No. So the reason why the nurse shark is has to do with me. That was the shark that we swam with on our honeymoon. So Sandy wanted to swim with a shark. Guys, check out the video. I got on video. My wife was like, "Let's swim with the shark." I was like, "You do it first." So but yeah, we got pulled under the water holding on to nurse shark, but the nurse shark don't have sharp teeth. So that was the whole thing. It was like the guy was like, it doesn't have your regular mouth like sharks. But I would like to be the bull shark. The bull shark is the only shark that could live in fresh water and salt water. So how crazy is that this thing could go from salt water to fresh water? And Beverly explained to me is because most of the water that's found in its body is fresh, as opposed to regular sharks. Like, you know how we got liquid in our bodies? Regular sharks, almost all of the liquid in their water is salt water, so they couldn't live. But most of a bull shark's liquid in their body is fresh. So it's like, wow. So it's the only shark that could be in a lake, it could be in a river, and the river could turn into an ocean, and it could go right into the ocean and be fine breathing and everything. So I thought that's really interesting.
So she's a big shark fan, basically.
Oh my God, dude. She has a shark calendar on her she has a shark picture on her screen as a screensaver. She got this little thing she put her feet up on, and it's a shark, like a little shark stool. Bev is the shark queen. And
she probably likes Shark Week and all that.
Oh my gosh, she likes Shark Week. Fun fact, my oldest daughter loves Shark Week, and 2020 it was Shark Month. They did a whole month instead of a week this past year. Yeah, it was cool. And then one other thing with the bull sharks is they're the most aggressive shark. They're the sharks that you see in Miami a couple of years ago. So many people's getting attacked. They attack on everything. Sharks usually just don't attack. A bull shark will attack just because. Like they haven't figured out like why does it attack anybody, but that's what it does. So anyway, Bevy Bev, thank you so much.
Shouts out to Bevy Bev. Hopefully we get on camera one day. And this one I'm gonna keep simple too, like you just did with the last question. Whether it's in your life, your love life, with your kids, your job, or your or our channel, your other channel, your life, what are your goals for this year, 2020?
Okay, so I wanted to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. I ended 2020 with 882 subscribers, I believe, which was cool. So this year, definitely I want to get to the 1,000, but here's what's cool with my channel. I get about 10 subscribers a week, give or take. I wake up in the morning to have about 1 or 2 subscribers every day. So when the week finishes out, just on average, I gain about 10 subscribers. So I was talking to somebody, and was it you I was talking to? And you was like, I forgot who I was talking to, but they was like, well, if you go by that, you'll probably have it by April. I was like, well, April is my birthday, but I would like to speed that up. So my small time goal right now is to have get to that 900, right? It's going to be so crazy and fun, but probably it's going to drive me crazy. When I get to 900, I know there's 100 left. And now, as I've been counting up, now it's going to be the countdown. It's going to be like, oh my God, I'm at 92. Oh, I'm 88, you know, and I can't wait for that. But yeah, that's my short-term goal this year is just to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'll be able to monetize my videos. When I jump on somebody's page and I have to watch a commercial first, I get so jealous. Like, oh man, because I remember I was able, and YouTube let anybody monetize videos in the past, but then it was February 20th of 2017 where YouTube said, you have to have 4,000 watch hours and you have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to monetize your videos. And monetize your videos just mean you can make money. And I believe somebody told me this the other day. They said for every 1,000 views, that's $5. So I think that's about what it is. Now that's views. That's not even considering how much what you would make if somebody click on a commercial or skip a commercial. You actually get money if they skip a commercial. So that's why people
subs just so only to get to the subs to allow you to make the money from the views.
Yep.
Basically.
That's what I was saying before. Remember, you was like, I don't care about views. I said views is more important than subs. Subs is only a placeholder to allow you to be able to make money. That's it. Like there's people channels, like don't you look at the subscribers, oh, he got a lot of subscribers. Somebody could have less subscribers than somebody else, but make more money than them because their channel get more views. Like I have some videos, like I made a video about this, I can't show you. I made a video about an Ethernet cable, right? That's my product reviews go crazy. And I don't know why. People like them. I made a video about my recent Ethernet cable. That's a Cat 8 Ethernet cable, right? I didn't know. I was looking on Amazon, needed to buy Ethernet cable, seeing one that says Cat 8. I was familiar with Cat 6. That just means this transmission of speed. It could give you, you know, faster. Your internet is going to be way faster, right? So as far as me, I knew a Cat 6 was the highest thing, right? This literally is 4 months ago. I seen there was a Cat 7. I was like, oh, I'm about to buy the Cat 7. I clicked on Cat 7 and said, other people bought this. And I was like, a Cat 8? So I Googled it, looked into it. I want the best one. Made a video, short video, every week. Mike, that video grossed like 1,000 views, more than that. Because last time I seen it, like 2 weeks ago, it was at like 8,000 views. And I looked last night, it's at 15,000 views. People just watching this video like crazy. My treadmill video, just people are watching it. I can't even monetize my videos, but they would literally be making me money. So to answer your question for me, yeah, I want to get to those 1,000 subscribers because I remember when YouTube, back to what I was saying, I remember having to monetize my videos and but I didn't make no money because I wasn't getting any views, right? So YouTube figured, okay, we're not going to pay people anymore. You have to like earn us to actually pay you because they probably was paying more money. Because think about it, smaller channels.
I heard they're paying way more back in like 2010, 11.
Correct, way more than they're making. So think about it. Now they have to make it where we're not going to pay everybody. So a small channel like me, that they probably would have been paying me, but now they're not paying me nothing. They're making money off of me. They're not paying me because I didn't meet their goals. Like I know a guy who has way more subscribers than me, but he has only like 1,000 something views, right? 1,000 something watch hours. You have to have 4,000 watch hours. I'm 1,000 hours over the watch hours. I got over 5,000 watch hours now. So you know, they made it where you gotta get to this certain thing and then they will start paying you. And it's up to you to bring in your views, not subscribers at that point. It's up to you to bring your views. Now, subscribers mean that chances are if you're a subscriber, you are going to watch my content. So maybe it
Correct.
makes more sense to have a subscriber. But again, if you look at the analytics, like my channel, 95% of the 95% of the views I get aren't from subscribers. 5%
Well, you
of
gotta
the
think
views.
about it, right? You gotta think about it, especially when it's like a product channel, a product review. If I
Mhm.
go review some guys, let's say ring light, I'm not going to subscribe to him because he got a ring light on
Correct.
there. I'm just going to
Correct.
review the ring light and stuff like
Right.
right. So yeah, that makes sense or whatever. Like when you're doing
Yeah.
like product reviews, they're going to get more views than people like subbing it because they're like,
Right.
I don't know what else he does. I don't need nothing else from him. So why would I
Right.
subscribe to him and stuff like that?
And that's why it's cool that it has nothing to do with subscribers. Because if it
Right.
did, it'd be like, yo, I ain't even gonna ever try to make money on YouTube. Forget it. No. Yeah.
But are you trying to now? This is for you to make. This is another question. This is for you to make extra money, though, right? Like,
Right. Correct.
like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
like
not
there's
like
people.
Josh should retire from YouTube or whatever.
Nah, definitely. And I'm not. You're never gonna hear me say I'm not gonna retire. It's just for me. Well, okay. Perfect example. I have an Amazon affiliate account, and so I don't even know what makes me money. But every month, like 3 days ago, my bank account. I was like, how come my bank account went up a little bit? I looked. I got $170. I don't even know how. It's because every video, whenever I make stuff, I make an Amazon affiliate link. So when people buy it, they go to the link. I get money. I make money off it. People on my treadmill video right now, it might be like 40,000 views. People almost every day, somebody comment like, "Oh man, awesome video." They ain't subscribing, but they say thanks for the video. So many people, "Oh, I just ordered my treadmill. I just bought it." I'm hoping they clicked on my link, but I guess that they must be because I'm making like hundreds, less than $200, but close to $200 a month. So for me, if I could do that with just views, like I make a dumb video about a cat, like my video is like 6 minutes long, right? But it got 15,000 views on it and it keeps jumping, right? So if I just make a video and, my YouTube check came in this month and it was $30. My car payment is $215. So I just look at it like this way. If I could just gross a $215 check from YouTube a month that pay my car payment, that would be cool.
Right. Yeah.
So I just look at it like that.
That you do anyway.
I'm doing anyway. I was doing it. It was a hobby since 2011. When I met you guys, when I said, okay, I want to make this actually a thing. Let me try to make it a thing. So for me, I'm doing it anyway.
But now that you say that, though, because I didn't understand all the numbers before, to get to a point to only have YouTube, you got to have at least 180,000 views per video. You know what I mean? You got to make, because it's only $5 per thousand. So you got to have a lot. So now I get how the numbers work. So
because
go ahead.
Yeah, because I was going to say, even when I tried to do the math, what was I looking at? I'm trying to think what video I was looking at, but it had a lot of views and it was going to end up being like $125. Like,
right.
It's not like it's a lot of money, but then you see people. I mean, I watched YouTube last night. It blew my mind. I'm up late last night, right? And I stumbled on somebody's video. You ready for this? Bro, his video was just a camera with the rain. The camera never moved. It was a camera somewhere that was just watching the rain come down. And it was a live camera. No talking, nobody you see. Like he just left a camera outside with it raining. It was thousands of people watching this video, commenting like, I love the sound of rain. I was like, what? So I jump on there. I'm like, yo, this is real. Like, and this guy got millions of subscribers and people just listening to rain. I'm like, yo, that's man. Crazy. So there's people out there that they hit it big. They do whatever. I don't know. But YouTube.
Well, yeah. If you doing a video like Campia, right? So he does a video every day, but they all get about 200,000 views each video from his stuff or whatever. You can retire from that because you'll get that much money.
And then again, when people get to that point, so when you get to 1,000 subscribers, now they allow you to have what's called super chat, right? So people could super chat, for who don't know, you have to pay money and then this special chat pops up on the screen, right? And say how much money you just gave. And then the person have to read. They don't have to, but it's that they supposed to read that comment because you paid money.
He does that, yeah.
And then there's people who do memberships. Then you can do a membership. So people pay a membership to just join you. One guy I watch, his thing is called My Best Friends. Oh, join the membership, be a best friend. And so they make some extra content that only their memberships get. I'm like, it's crazy how much money you can make. I feel weird about taking people money in that way. The views is the views, right? If you watch it, cool. But I feel weird. But I mean, maybe I might make a membership. I don't know. Maybe at that point, once you're making money, it might be hard to be like, nah, I don't want to make money that way. Like my friend, Mr. Urban World. he jumped in a chat for Stadia Source. I'm a Stadia Source streamer, and he was just donating money to he was like $10 because I'm better at all-purpose sharing Pac-Man. $10, and it was like, whoa, people was like, yo, this guy's donating money. I was like, yeah, he's a friend of mine. He's like, yo, I can't wait till you get your 1,000 subscribers because I'm making rain in your chats. Like, he was like, I was like, I feel weird about making a super chat where people can make money. He's like, bro, if people like you, they like you. Don't tell them they can't give you money. I was like, yeah, I just feel weird because most people say, oh, I need help getting a better lighting or stuff like that. I don't need all that stuff. I'm just going to take your money to take your money. So if you donated money.
From what I watch, you know, certain shows, from what I hear, this kind of off topic, we'll get back to the topic in a second, but from what I hear is a super chat, like YouTube takes money from that as well. So I know certain shows, they say, no, here's my Cash App. So I get all the money because super chat. Cool. YouTube takes a percentage of that and stuff like that as well.
Well, I do link my PayPal. Like somebody actually, one time I got a PayPal. It was weird for $3, and the guy said, "Hey, I really liked your the lawnmower video, the shaving thing, and I really liked your treadmill video. I just wanted to give you money." He put in my my PayPal $3, and then somebody else gave me $5. But I don't never mention that I got a PayPal. You would just have to be reading my descriptions and be like, "Oh, he got a PayPal." I never say on screen, guys, also give me money to my PayPal. I just put it in there, and I write in that if you like the video and you want to give a tip, then here's my PayPal. It's my tip jar. Something simple like that. I wrote, you know.
So basically, by the end of this year or whatever, probably mid-year, really, you want to be able to monetize your YouTube account.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just because, but monetize it just to make extra money, but not to try to retire from YouTube. Basically.
Right, correct. Yeah, not at all. Now, if I went viral, I didn't. You know, I'm just gonna be me. Like I got a couple plans of different videos I want to make that I believe is gonna go viral. So I'm always into why give it away for free. So I literally recorded probably about 6 videos that I have yet to ever make because I'm waiting for me to go for me to be able to make money. Like for instance, I can't count how many people ask me to make a video for that treadmill to how you lube up the every so often you're supposed to lube the track of your treadmill, right? And it comes with the lube. Bro, I can't tell you how many people ask me to make a video. And I'm like, oh, I should make that video. And I was lazy at first, but then it hit me like that video probably is gonna go viral. This treadmill video, I'm telling you, if I look on it right now, the other day it was like 40,000. It's probably at 42,000. It's just, I can't help it. People watching this video, they like it a lot. You know, it's a really good video. I was really into it. I actually showed that there was an error where you would think it's broken. I fixed it. Well, if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about, the E code and all that. People are like, bro, that was really cool. I even said I don't take off points for that because it was so easy to fix. I don't hold it against them. So people like to, you know, they just.
So now you're thinking like, yo, I could have made at least probably whatever $500,000 off this treadmill video that I wasn't able to make or whatever. So
it's real. But again, I didn't make the video thinking it was gonna make money. I made the video I made that video before I wanted to make money off my channel. Man, I made that video when it was just a hobby.
You got tons of videos. You got the heating video, the one about the heater I watched or whatever in the car. You make all kind of how-to videos.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's just for my own personal. Oh, I bought it. Let's make a video. So I had no clue.
The one about the inside the house air conditioner I watched that you guys got.
Oh yeah. I forgot I made that. I even got some videos I never made. So that video, I actually recorded that video a year before I put it out because I recorded it in the summertime and then never got to it. And so I waited a whole year to finish it just because I wanted it to be seasonal, right? There's no point for me to put an air conditioner video out in the wintertime. Make no sense. Right. I even got a video that I recorded that I never got to do of I bought a weed whacker, really good weed whacker, but I never got to it. So I'm gonna put it out this summer. Why put it out now? Because it makes no sense. Like, oh, I want to buy a weed whacker. It's wintertime. Like who's
now
in our area.
Now and I hate to go down this rabbit hole, but I'm interested though. But so the guy I watch on the wrestling channel, right? He does re-uploads, right? So let's say he'll do a video about the worst holds in wrestling, but he did it back in 2013. He'll do a re-upload in 2019 or whatever, and I guess he'll kind of talk at the beginning and say, you know, I added 2 more holes on here, something like that. Could you do something like that where you like, yo,
yes,
I added?
You can. Yeah, that's slick. That is slick. But yeah, I could put my, I could do a 2 minutes of putting the oil on that belt or that video that went viral, and I could put that same, because what I do is I got an external hard drive, and this happened because I lost a video with my grandma. So I keep an external hard drive. So every video I make, I put it on YouTube, and then I take the actual video, our videos. I take our videos and I put them on an external hard drive, so they're there forever, unless somebody it broke it, right? Yeah, I could just re-download that video onto my phone, how I edit it, and then add the 2 minutes of me oiling the belt on the treadmill, and like, hey guys, I remade the video for you, but now wait to the end because I included the belt or whatever.
Right. It is pretty slick. You get paid twice on the same video for 2 more minutes or whatever like that.
Yeah, it is really slick.
He does it all the time and whatnot. So, but all right. So anything else though besides your YouTube? Any other goals, life, house, family, kids, relationship?
For this year?
Yes, 2020.
No, not for the year. No, my just ultimate goal is to move to Florida in about 4.5 years. But other than that, that's out there.
Okay. All right. Cool. So for me, my biggest thing is financially and whatnot. Like you have your YouTube stuff. I mean, I do too, obviously, but you have that's your way. I'm huge on the stock market, as you know, stuff like that. Man. So as the last 6-7 months have gone along, I've learned so much. I've developed so many strategies and things like that. Even the other night, I was in a 3-hour stock market seminar on Tuesday where I got 10 stocks to look into for 2021. So I'm like all into this stuff. I was sitting on my computer like this for 3 hours on Tuesday night or whatever till midnight, watching stock stuff or whatever. So I think mine's all about investments and savings and whatnot. So I want to be able to and I was saying this the other day, and it goes with the whole work from home. I still work from home, right? So working from home, as you know, you just saw it, right? How much gas money did you save in those 3 weeks? You know what I'm saying? Not driving to work. You probably can wait a little longer now to get your oil changed because you didn't have those extra miles in your car.
And I'm leasing my car, so that's helping me with mileage. I'm going over my miles.
Correct. So I think about those things as like, if this was money I was spending anyway, why not save it? Doesn't make any sense. I was going to spend the money anyway to go to work. I'm still working, but why not save it? So my goal is to exercise that even more so this year and save at least, and I'm going to say conservatively, up to $4,000 cash this year or whatever, by the end of this year to have my bank account, including an additional $3,000 in my stock portfolio and whatnot. So 7,000 total, but kind of breaking it up that way. So that's my ultimate goal, money wise, to follow that trend and not splurge. Because I feel like a lot of times, especially working at home, that we kind of splurge on nothing, stuff we don't need, stuff like that. And I feel like that. I'm gonna try to avoid that this year at all costs. And secondly, man, I want to keep focusing on my weight loss. I did wind up losing about 65 pounds total last year. When all said and told, I had lost some and gained some back. I want to keep losing my weight, walking and stuff like that. But ultimately, shouts out to your boy, what's his name? DJ that got the surgery.
Justin, DJ Justin Love.
Yeah, Justin Love. Shouts out to him. I saw his progress or whatever, which is awesome. And ultimately, I do want to, just like him, get the weight loss surgery in maybe June or so like that.
Oh, wow. Because it's funny. At first, you was like, you're thinking about it. So you made your decision.
I made a decision. I have my first appointment January 12th, actually, just for the crowd to know.
The consultation, right?
Consultation, one-on-one. And hopefully I'll be able to get it by June. My brother just had it. My brother Eric, who you seen on New Radio. I mean, Food for the Culture. He just had it 2 weeks ago or whatever like that. So now both my brothers and my mother have had the surgery. So now I'm going to kind of follow suit or whatever like that. But, however, I don't want to I still want to lose weight before I even go in. Because I look at it like this. Once again, the more weight I lose before I even have it, then the more weight I lose overall.
Correct.
So not to just wait until then and say, all right, boom, now I'm starting from scratch. How about if I try to lose weight until then? So, you know, and I may say, yo, this is kind of working for me. And let's say like 5 months from now, I'm like, yo, I've lost 40 pounds. It's kind of working for me. Like, why not just keep going? Maybe I don't get it at that time. Or maybe I say, you know what? I lost 40, but I want to just continue with more. So it's, at that point. So those are my ultimate goals by the end of this year, to have the weight loss I want to have. So whether it's through weight loss on my own and surgery, or just weight loss on my own, I want to lose 100 pounds this year. That's my ultimate goal.
Okay.
And I told you I already told you my savings number. And wait, before you get done, I want to build up, of course, our Big Mike and Little Ant channel by any means necessary. And I want us, you and I, to pandemic pending or virus, I mean, or whatever pending, but I want us to start doing our initial plan of going out to places to eat, going to do things together, doing those outside videos by the end of this year. So those are my goals. Go ahead. You had a question.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. Yeah, because that's definitely one of my goals as well. What we intended to do for this channel, and I like what we done, but we got so much more, guys. We want to do a lot of in-person videos, go to eat dinner, like he said, rate restaurants. We might say, hey, we heard these are the best donuts, and Big Mike Little Ant about to try these donuts. I don't know, man. These donuts are all right, but I'm still a Dunkin' Donuts fan, stuff like that. Let me ask you this though, Mike. My son is into that whole money exchange things. Have you ever had any idea of that? I'm sure you probably heard about it, right?
The money exchange to...
Yeah, people are, it's a bunch of people are doing it. So you can do it as a business or just yourself. So it's kind of like a network marketing thing. People are getting people to join this.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, so like they pay attention to, okay, if the US dollar is this much, and right now in Canada is this much, but over there is this much. So they put money in and they transfer it just in time where it made them money, and they transfer it just in time where they made them money, and then they could pull out. I was curious if, because you're in the stocks, did that ever cross your, my son is big into it. He spent hours, paying attention the other day.
So here's what I learned by getting into stocks. I watched show Shots Out to Earn Your Leisure, Market Mondays. It's a great show on YouTube. Two Black young brothers and giving advice, trying to help our community with stuff like this. As you know, growing up like I did, we ain't ever talk about no stocks and stuff like that in our lives, stuff like that. So I love to see Black people trying to get involved and stuff like that. But here's what I learned. Like, so you got Bitcoin and Forex. I think you had a person on your show talking about that, right?
Yeah, on the last interview, yeah.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Token Gamer. He super into Bitcoin and blockchain and all this stuff that I like well over my head, but you guys can check out that interview. So let's talk.
Right. Your son who's into the money exchange, I'm into the stocks and options. So here's what I learned. Like, you should focus on what you're doing or whatever, and master that before you get into anything else and whatnot.
But I'm just curious, do you have any interest in that though? I
have interest in it, but there's so much more I got to learn for the stock market first.
Okay.
That I want to do that first before I get into that, because I'm just into regularly learning trading now. But then there's options, which options are kind of like a bet, right? So basically, real quick, I'll talk about it. But options are basically you can place an option saying that you think this stock will be at this level by, let's say, February 15th. Or whatever. So basically, if it's not at that level, you lose all your money. But if it is at that level, you can gain so much more. So I made it real simple for you.
Wow.
On that one. And that's an option, but you're putting up more money than you will put on a regular just getting the stock. However, you can make much more money. That's my next thought process, to learn options. But right now, I'm still just on the stock aspect. But I've been teaching it too, the stock part or whatever like that.
That's cool.
So I love it. I was a person who gambled a lot growing up. This is for real. So I bet on football, basketball, whatever you can name it and whatnot. But to me, it was like, all right, I'm betting, let's say, $100 on this one game, football game. I lose $100 or whatever, and that's it. I like stock market because it's still it's like legalized gambling, but it's also long term. So I'm putting $100 on the stock and watching it increase over time. Meanwhile, though, here's the kicker. Meanwhile, I still have my money. So if I put $100, and let's say from now until March, it went down to 87. I still have $87. I can pull out and say, you know what? This ain't doing good for me. I still $87. If I bet 100 on the game, I lose. My $100 gone.
Yeah, there's no penalty to take your money back.
No penalty.
Oh, that's cool. I never knew that.
Right. I mean, if I lost money, I'll get all of it back, obviously.
I don't know, but I'm saying at 87, you could just be like, nope, want my 87 back.
Right. I'm pulling it back out. Yeah, you can.
That's
anytime.
Cool. I never knew that. Yeah.
You want to. Right. What's your word? If I bet 100 on the game, It's gone.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it. So I
Well,
like this because it's long term. I've lost and I've gained. I look at this year as a learning experience. I probably, honestly, Anthony, overall this year, and I can even say this, I probably made about $14, right,
right.
total. But listen, in the beginning, I lost about $500 just learning it. So
Right.
it was all, bouncing back for me. So I feel like I
Mhm.
did pretty good because I lost so much in the beginning learning it, but then I figured out how to do it, and now I'm
That's
on an
cool.
uptick or whatever like that. So
Right.
I'm happy with my outcome.
Yeah.
So
I never really been into gambling. Like, we would go to the casino just to go to AC, to walk around, mess with girls and all that. And I would put some money on the roulette. I like putting money on the second 12 for whatever reason. The second 12 is what I like. But I never really had a number I like to put, and I would randomly do black or red. But what I do, and never really was into sports, but wrestling every year. My friend Just Joe and I, shouts out to Just Joe. He always make up a little thing for the Royal Rumble. So it will be this month. So Royal Rumble is always in January. And what we do is we'll put in like $10 for the men's Royal Rumble, $10 for the women's Royal Rumble, or we could go 20. I'll see. I don't know what we're gonna do. We haven't talked about it yet, but we do it every year. We've been doing it for I knew him for probably 10 years now. And what happened is you would have, like, let's say you have number 1, 13, 28, and 5, right? If anybody who comes out and win it for that number, you're the winner and you get the whole pot. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
that's
So we
pretty
do
good.
that every year. Yeah.
Have you
So
ever
if
won?
we, huh?
Have you ever won?
Oh yeah, yo, listen, my household does good because my son will play, my wife will play, I will play, and most years my household end up winning. Whether it's me, my wife probably won the most. It's just a random number, so it's randomly generated numbers, right? So he put
Wow.
everybody name, hit the
That's
button,
pretty
and
cool.
randomly generates your numbers, kind of like the lottery, and and it's always about 5 or 6 of us that play. If more people play, then we get lesser numbers,
That's
but
pretty cool,
it's
though. I
cool.
like that.
Yeah. And then the last thing I want to say is, guys, this is along kind of sort of the topic. This you won't see it now. Whenever you're watching this video, make sure you check out my channel. But I'm doing a So Let's Talk today, and the guy I'm interviewing is a CPA. So it's kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah. So like everybody I've interviewed so far has been real interesting. Like when I did you and Josh and them, you guys are content
yep.
creators. I interviewed a girl about like she could heal people with her hands. Interviewed a guy about blockchain, universe, Bitcoin and all that stuff. My friend who was a DJ. Well, today, episode 7, he actually calls himself the gaming CPA. He's a streamer for Stadia source, but he streams himself. But he went to school to be a CPA. So he's always talking about like taxes and how to maximize your portfolio, and if you bought a house, the best things to do. So I said, dude, I should interview you one day. And he was like, yeah. So we planned it last night, today at 3 p.m. Eastern, and he wants to do it live so he can answer questions. Because I
cool.
usually record it, but today, yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. So guys, make sure you check out. By the time you're seeing this video, it would have already been on my channel. So check that out.
Yeah, fortunately, I think I told you today I'm taking my daughter out today, so I won't be able to watch it. But I'll watch it afterwards for sure, definitely, and whatnot. And that was it. You got one last one, right?
Yep, I got my one last one. What was the worst thing you done as a kid that your parents didn't know about? Now, listen, man, statute of limitations is over, Mike, right? So I'm sure you're not gonna get in trouble, right?
Right. Oh man, this is tough. Now this one I wish I had time to think about beforehand, actually, but I didn't, so it's cool. Worst thing I did as a kid that my parents didn't know about.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, why don't you go first? I can name so many things. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna name a couple things. I remember. Well, this was kind of bad. I remember when my mom had bought a house in West Trenton, on Newell Avenue. In the attic was these rocks that was painted, like had Snoopy on them, and like, oh wow. And I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was me, Mom. Okay. All I know is we was playing around and the rock fell out the window and dented the top of my mom's car. So my mom thought it was a truck. She must have been driving and a truck must have drove by and the mirror hit the top of her car. I'm thinking to myself, that sounds so stupid. But that's what she thought all those years. And it was really, I dropped the rock. I don't think the rock fell out the window and hit the top of her car. So that was pretty messed up because at the time it's like, I didn't get how bad that was, but being an adult having a car, now you realize like, yo, what the hell? Like a dent on the top of your car.
Yeah.
But I think the worst stuff I did, like your parents always want you to be a good, good kid, don't do nothing crazy. But before, I was an adult, I remember like messing with girls. And
that's where I mind going to that too. Go
yeah.
ahead,
And I remember taking some girl virginity, like and I'm not even 18. And we go over to the river, and it was just the craziest stuff. And I got a bunch of stories like that I did, like I said, when people always ask me about like, oh, you never drink, never smoke, like no, but women was my thing. I was always messing with
mine
girls
too,
even younger.
Same
Like that
thing,
was
yo. Oh my
yeah,
God.
like I ain't trying to hang out with y'all and smoke, but yo, this chick, she trying to holler at me, man. And I remember when I was young, I was afraid of girls, right? So I'll put this out there. I remember being in elementary school, and this girl was like, yo, why don't you come under the bleachers? We could kiss. And I was like, all right. And I ran to the bus. Like I never showed up, like talking about elementary school where I was like afraid, But yeah, as I got older, it's like, yo, you get older, you feeling yourself, messing with girls. But yeah, I'd mess with a lot of girls. My street, I think you asked me before a question, would you rather somebody be nosy or noisy, right?
Yeah.
And I remember this lady, she was Miss Daisy, that's her name. I couldn't remember her name before. She was super nosy. And like as a kid, you want to be fresh and mess with the girls. We would always go in this girl Shayna backyard. I'm putting names out there, guys. This is a long time ago. Whatever. We was kids. And try to go in her shed and be fresh and do all that nonsense. But yeah, that's probably the worst stuff I did that my mom didn't know about. Just being fresh with the girls.
Yeah, I was thinking along the same lines. I'm like you, bro. I never did none of the other stuff, drink and smoke, but I was always like the person, like especially as I got a little older, like you said, more into the girls, and like women were my Achilles heel. I would say a lot of time. I would say as a kid, I would say one time at my so I used to go to visit my friend every day in the summertime. Summertime back in the day, what nothing to do or whatever back in the day. So I would go to his house. But at his house, his niece would come over there every day. So his parents didn't want nobody else in the house with his niece there.
Right.
But my mom didn't know that. So they would sneak me in the house and whatnot. And I remember at one time I went over there and I had my first kiss, like fresh kiss, with his niece or whatever over there. It was crazy and whatnot. Like they were close in age though. When I say his niece, like they were close in age.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So yeah. So, but anyway, one time I went over there and I'm hanging out, and the dad comes back home early. So it was funny because his dad used to drive this black Ford F-150. He was like a carpenter or something like that. So every time we would, but like we could see him pulling up through the window. So every time we pull up, it'd be like, "Well, you're in the house. Black truck alert! Black truck alert!" Like that. Funny. So anyway, so his dad came, but I was upstairs, I think, with the niece, as a matter of fact. So I couldn't get out the house in time. So I remember hiding behind my friend's bed. They threw like some blankets over top of me or whatever. And then the mom came home. So I was there for like hours, like underneath the blanket behind my friend's bed, which was crazy. And my mom, so I was like late getting home. And my mom was like, and again, people don't understand. People who have kids now today, people who they don't understand. There were no cell phones for her to just say, text me and say, "Hey, where you at?" Well, about this and that and whatnot. So it was much more freedom and stuff like that. So I got home hours later, and my mom was like, where were you at? I was like, I was at my boy house, and his mom and dad made dinner, so I ate over there. And she's like, oh, okay, all right, cool, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But she never knew that I was supposed to be there at 1. And I almost got caught there too when I was there for hours, hiding under a blanket and stuff like that, which was crazy. Mind you, I had to make this lie work because I was starving though. I didn't eat over there, but I had to tell mom I ate over there. So I had to like sneak downstairs in the middle of the night and make like a little peanut butter and jelly sandwich real quick. That way I don't get in trouble. So it was like crazy situation, bro. So
that's cool. Yeah, same man. We was kindred spirits, bro.
And then one I'll say for sure, not the vote from there. I was probably maybe like 18 or 19, so still not that old or whatever at the time. But I remember that my mom was out of town and I had a girl there at the house or whatever. And this is, like you said, there's no statute of limitations or whatever.
Right.
But I used my mom's bed to sleep with the girl. Like,
Oh man.
I know.
Oh man.
So bad, I know. I definitely did do it though. I should never found out to this day. So, mom, don't watch this video. Hope you're not watching this video. And if you did, blame Tony or whatever.
Yeah, right. My bad.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a good question, and
It is.
it's just man, I did a lot of stuff. Like I said, the stuff with girls. That was my issue, and my mom didn't know about. Like we did other bad stuff. Like I remember we had some bullies in the neighborhood, and they made us like throw rocks and break windows and stuff like that. And I never told my mom or anything.
I told you, bro. Like I wouldn't like take the bag of chips. I wouldn't do anything in school
Mm-hmm.
that was crazy. Like I was kind of a good kid in that concern. But when it came to those
Right.
females,
Yep.
again, they were my Achilles heel, and I would
Same
like
here.
take a chance for them and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I risk it all. To this day, I risk it all for the females, or whatever. Like
yeah,
that.
like I remember going to McCory's back in the day. That's how yeah. And my brother would steal, right? Sorry that I'm putting this out there. But my brother would be the steal. I might be the lookout guy, but bro, I'm not stealing nothing. Yo, give me that G.I. Joe though. But I ain't doing it. And but the girls came around, so
Right. Whole different situation. All right.
Yeah.
So your turn. You got the book of questions.
Yeah. So guys, we have made it through our 4 questions each. Now we're gonna go into the book of questions. And Mike, you need to pick a number for me, brother. So a number between 1 and 217.
Yeah, now, as you know, I try to leave when you do this on your Stadia Anthony show, or not pay attention and whatnot, because I know I don't want to know the question at all if I can do so. But let's go with how about, have I chosen this yet? Let's go with the year 21 on that.
21. All right. 21. All right. Do you prefer being around men or women? Do your close friends tend to be men or women?
That's interesting, actually. That's weird. I mean, I guess my closer friends, only because I have long relationships, like Chris, who I've known since I was in 2nd grade, or other arrays since high school, whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to be men, but the relationships I build as an adult, they tend to be women and stuff like that. So where like I'll create a friendship with somebody I work with, who I'm still cool with. Hell, my Kia, who's my woman now, came from a friendship at a job we had together and stuff like that, or we were just friends and stuff like that. I have closer friends with that. Even when it comes to like, I think also because I have a very diverse palette, I'll say, when it comes to my entertainment. So I think a lot of times women, I can talk to them about shows I watch or certain things I do, where men don't get into it. So sometimes I have a better relationship with them. And I've been through a lot myself with women, so I tend to be able to give women advice about their things as well. So I feel like as an adult, and even my relationships I have, when we break up, I told you guys, I'm friends with like half my exes or whatever like that. So I tend to have a better relationship with women as an adult, but my closer friends are men only because they're the ones I've had forever, I would say. So.
It's funny. I'm similar too. So yeah, I had friendships with my friends since we was younger, but as we're older, we all kind of went our separate ways. All my friends, the guys that we would all get together for our New Year's tradition, we barely ever speak. Very rare. Actually, my friend Lamont is the first episode I did of the So Let's Talk. He's the Black Atheist. So he was the guy I met when I was in 3rd grade. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it used to bother my wife. I would have girls call me like, "Oh, Anthony, like help me out," and I would be on the phone with them for like an hour, and I'm like, "Oh, Lisa called me again. Let me take this call. We're watching a movie. I pause the movie and I'm helping Lisa out." And saying like, "Yo, man," but yeah, I tend to make a lot of female friends. So yeah, as I got older, I remember getting to a point where I said, I don't even want new friends. Like, I don't need newer friends because I feel like you have to learn people. And so that's why I love what you and I just came so organic. I didn't expect to be talking to you as much, right? It's just like, yo, Mike's my dude, man. I like Mike. He's a straight shooter. Like, I have a good conversation with him. But I would say that, I think I tend to make more friends from women now, but I would say it's weird. I'll say I don't even know if I can say friends because I feel like I don't get as deep as I used to, you know, now. Like, but like Bevy Bev, her and I got really close, you know. But I don't talk to her on the phone or anything. I don't know have her phone number. So that's a hard one to say because I'm really trying to think now. Like growing up, obviously it was my boys, right? And if I talk to a girl, I'm talking to her for a reason. It ain't because I want to be her friend. But as I got older, I, you know, had a lot of friendships where, you know, girls hit me up like, yo, Aunt, what do you think?
Right.
So yeah, I have to say the same thing as you as girls.
Yeah, I've learned to compartmentalize between the girl I'm trying to smash and the girl who's just my friend. And I know we talked about that on I think Poetic Turn, where like, you know, people were surprised, like it was KG or whoever, like a guy can just be friends with a girl and not try to smash. And I got friends like that now. You know, I even say Chris. Chris is like, yo, I can never do it, bro. I'm not gonna be sitting up there like having a conversation with you and not thinking about screwing you. But for me, I don't know why I can just be friends with a girl and be cool with it and stuff like that. Like, don't gotta be somebody who I'm trying to smash or trying to get with, and I can still laugh and joke and talk about life or a TV show or food, just like I would with you or whatever like that. So,
well, I'll say this. I'm more with Chris. Like, if I like her in a certain way, it'd be in my head often. I think I could definitely separate it. Like, even if it was a girl I messed with before, I could still be cool with, but it's still in my head though. Like, it would cross my mind, like, you know, but I just tell myself, like, so I feel like you could be like, listen, I don't even need to have those thoughts. I can't not have those thoughts, but I'm good enough to be like, you know what, I like what I have in my life. And I don't, you know, obviously I'm not with that person for a reason. So I could listen to them tell me their life story and they like some dude and it's not working out or whatever. But you know, in the back of my head, I still be like,
and you know what it is too? I'll say this. Part of it is a lot of times when I'm hearing these stories about the guys they're dating or trying to date, it gives me more insight to them. So I'm like, I would never date you, but I can be your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hearing certain things about their personality that turn me off. You know what I'm saying? So even though we can still be cool and I still like hanging with them and still like you know, being cool with them, relationship wise, it's two different things to me. And when I hear certain ways they are in relationships, I can be like, yeah, I would never date you.
So I'll be like, I'll never date you, but I'll smash.
I feel you. But I guess I don't know. Maybe I hear too much, but even like I feel like the guys that they you know, the guys who have to do certain things to try to smash, I ain't doing none of that. So I guess it turns me off right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got to take me here. He got to do this. He got to do that. Blah, blah. I'm like, I would never do any of that. So I'm not that guy. So for me, instantly, I'm like, yep, she's just a friend. So yeah, I can, maybe just meet her. I can compartmentalize or whatever. And I know women, and it's a shame because a lot of women, luckily I'm with a woman who understands that. And she's cool with it, but I can get where a lot of women are like, yeah, right. You know, you're trying to, you know, whatever.
Right, yeah, definitely,
yeah. All right. So my next number. Let's go with 100.
Oh wow. Okay, I can't remember last time somebody said 100. Let me see once I start reading it. Oh, this looks good. Oh wait, that was 101. All right, so let's see. 100 is what do you most strive for in your life? Accomplishment. We did this one.
Oh yeah. So 101 then. Yeah.
All right, cool. Because 101 was what I just read. I was looking at by mistake. Like, oh wait, that's 101. So, an eccentric millionaire offers to donate a large sum to charity if you will step completely naked from a car onto a busy downtown street, walk 4 blocks, and climb back into the car, knowing that there would be no danger of physical abuse or physics, like nothing would happen to you. What do you do? Now you're not getting the money. They're gonna donate a large sum of money.
Oh no, fuck that. I'm not. I'm sorry. I would feel like that, but no, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting the money. I can't get hurt, but I could be embarrassed like crazy. Not to mention, who said I can't get arrested either or whatever like that. So nah, I'm gonna say no. Now if it was $1 million for me, I might risk it all for that, but not for the charity. How about you?
I'm with you. Like, I don't want to be bad and selfish. I mean, if you would, I would have had to already been into, like, let's say, you know how some people are just into charities, right? Like, oh, I give so much money. Like, I joined, I started donating $20 a month to what's the to K-Love, the Christian radio station, right? And that's been, man, I don't know, probably over 5 years. Every month,
Right.
$20 go to K-Love, right? I don't even notice it anymore, right? And then when I do my
Right.
taxes, whatever. But I still don't think I would do that so K-Love could get, so much money. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I
Right.
guess the embarrassment, the whatever. But I think we all have that little selfish side. But if I'm getting the money because it's I'm taking the risk, so I want the reward.
Right. And that type of money I could do so much with or whatever. It's worth
Right.
that 4 minutes, I guess, and whatnot.
Correct.
But,
Correct.
But if it's not for me, like I'm gonna go back to my regular life. The charity gonna be moving forward, but I'm gonna be here explaining.
And on top of that, they said 4 blocks. We're not walking 4 blocks in 4 minutes. It's probably gonna be like 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. So yeah, no. I'm good off that. All right. So all right. Also the versus question. Let's see what we got now. So I think it's 1 through. Hold on 1 second.
I'm picking my number too, right?
I know. That's why I had to move stuff around. But now I know you know. So no. I'm sorry, I got so many shows, guys, that I do, and I save all the topics and everything like that. So it's hard for me to get back to it. Oh my god, did I delete it? No, I just added stuff to it recently.
Busy man.
I know, I gotta be honest. Trunks is here, Half Court Draft on here, BigMike.LittleAnt on here. It just adds up and adds up and adds up. But bro, where are my versus questions at though? Because I just revamped it for you recently. Oh, here we go. You know what? I got it. I got it as BigMike.LittleAnt. I got to write versus question as a title so I can remember this. So I can see it again.
Okay.
But anyway, go ahead. What's your number now?
Number 9.
Number 9. Like this one for you. So, would you rather jail for a year, 1 year, versus being homeless for 1 year? What would you do?
It's funny. So people always say like, man, certain jails is like, Club Med. They just chilling and they don't have to work or whatever. But I always have this thing where I'm like, man, I like to be homeless in Florida. I'll be a bum. I might be a beach bum. But that's crazy because when you're homeless, you got to worry about eating and everything. Yeah. But if you're in jail, you're going to get meals, but you might have to worry about a lot of other stuff.
You might get something else.
So I'll take being a bum in Florida, man. I'll be a bum. Hold on, let me stop, man. I got a bump, like, man, no food, no. You just got to bum it. Where you gonna sleep at? I feel like I'm a survivalist, though.
All right, man. How about make it a little harder for you? How about if it's a bum in Minnesota? Whatever.
Hell no, I'm going to jail. I don't like the cold. I'm going to jail. That's easy. So that's not fair. You ain't making it harder for me. You're making it easy for me. I don't care. Listen, I'm taking the jail. I'm gonna go to the jail where they're like, yo, we rape little guys like you. Listen, bro, I don't like the cold. I always like, so I'm one of those guys where I used to always watch Fear Factor. 2 things I can't do. 1, I have a weird palate, right? I don't even like the taste of chicken. I don't like taste of meat. So I can't eat stuff that I don't like. And then 2, I don't like the cold. Like when it's like, oh, jump into the freezing water. I'm like, oh man, see, I wanted to be on the show, but y'all gonna do that.
All right. Okay, so let's make it to Florida. Make it a little difficult then, I guess. So bum in Florida or Rikers Island. How about that? Or whatever.
Hey, man. It's crazy when you see the people bumming and stuff, standing on the corner and you drive by and see, it's hard because I just feel like I'm talented. I feel like I'll be a bum, yo. Because look, you see them bums playing a little. I can't play an instrument or whatever, but I might be like dancing. I'll take being a bum because I think I could probably I'm assuming being a bum, I won't be able to work. I'll be a bum, but I'll probably rack up some money, man. I might be, you know, standing on the beach doing a little dance, like, hey, put money in my cup, money in my hat, money in my hat. Come on, I'm a shuck and jive. So I'll be a bum.
No one's paying you for that, but okay. But okay, so if it's cold weather, you don't care what kind of jail it is.
I'm in jail. I'm in jail. Yes, sir. I take my chances getting shanked. You know, but okay, yeah, I can't do the cold, man. Like, here's the thing. Did I tell you that I had my kids, all the adults in the house, and said, hey, I want you guys to give an extra $20 a month.
You told me about that.
This year, yeah, I'll turn the heat up and I can make sure it's always warm. I used to wait till like January to turn the heat on. Like I'm, you know, but over the years, I'm getting tired of the cold that I want it to be comfortable. You know, before last year, this time, I probably had my robe on doing this video. Now I can have a light shirt on because I got, you know, it's fairly warm in here. So
I think you did have a robe on.
probably for our first couple of shows when we started in the wintertime, I had a robe. You know, I don't like the cold. So
okay. Are they giving the money, kids, or no?
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Okay.
Extra $20.
All right, that's cool. All right. So for me, I got a question on it. I will go with man, it actually is a tough question though, right?
It is, man.
But I would go with like you said, in jail you are guaranteed food. We know that for a fact, right? It might not be the best food or whatever, but you are guaranteed some sort of food. They do have medical staff there, so if you get like a infection, they will send you to see the medical staff. Again, you might not get the greatest care, but you're going to get something. You know, the government provides. Where a bum don't get nothing from nobody or whatever like that. So that's the only kind of difference, I guess, as you would say. But I'm with you though, kind of as far as in Florida with the warmer now. Here's the whole thing though. Now, if it's a heat wave, that might be a little tough.
Bro, I love the heat. Like, dude, give it to me. Like, yeah, that's just me. I like the heat. You know, I'm a sucker for the heat. So I'll take a heat wave versus a snowstorm any day.
I think they both are about survival skills. Surviving in jail versus surviving on the street is what they are. But I think I would take my chance of surviving with you. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Well, no, real quick, I want to say though, to be fair, I would like to say it's probably easier to survive in jail than a bum though, right? I would like to think your chances is, I mean, you know, if you didn't go there from like raping a little kid and nothing, and you're just doing your time, let's say you're just in a regular jail and you got to be in there for a year, you know, I'm pretty sure I could easily get through a year of jail, but I guess I just, you know, to not be able, I mean, it's weird because both things, I'm not going to be able to do anything in the regular world. I almost feel like I should have rather just be in jail and have, like we talked about security, right? We like to be secure. So in life, right? So technically in jail, everything would be, you know, it is what it is. Hey, wake up, lights out. Here's your food time. You could probably work out. You could probably watch a little TV, but I guess the freedom of being a bum, you know, I would probably go for and being able to try to make, I don't know, maybe I might want to backpedal what I'm saying. I don't know.
You know, it's weird, right? Because for what you say, in jail, ironically, you wind up more connected to the world than you were as a bum. Yeah. Because in jail, like you said, you would still watch a little TV. You might get some visitations and stuff like that.
Right. And it's only a year. You said it's only a year.
1 year, yeah. Guards might tell you certain things. Where a bum, you're not really connected at all to the world. You're just really on the street or whatever. You don't know what's going on and whatnot. So I don't know. It's definitely a tough question.
All right, so I take it back. I'll be in jail. Because you know what I thought of myself too is, yeah, I can't play video games, right? That's my main thing. I can't do that as a bum either, but I'm more social. Right. So I feel like if I'm just a bum, like, yeah, I might have the occasional like Wonder Woman, the girl come by, give me food. I'm like, oh, thanks, I appreciate it. But I'm also a person where I'm gonna do the crime, do the time. So if I did something, I had to spend I had to do jail. Listen, man, it is what it is. I'm gonna do it, right? But a bum, I feel like now I'm thinking about it, like I have no control over nothing. At least in jail, like I'm in the system, I got a timeline, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna make it through it, right? A bum is like, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know if somebody's gonna give me food. It's too unpredictable. I feel like jail, everything's predictable. It's predictable. Yes, right. Every day is probably gonna be the same. It's gonna be like, bro, how long can I do this? Right? But guess what? You know what you're doing tomorrow, and you know when your dinner's coming. you know?
Yeah. Like you
Yeah.
said, I might be some friends that play checkers, whatever and stuff like
Listen,
that.
I'm gonna
Who
just
knows?
right, you know?
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I would go with jail because I feel like I can at least have even my the guy in my cell. I might get good conversation from him.
right.
Above, I'm just on my own every day or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So
And I'm a social
yeah.
person. So now I think about it like, man, it might be weird. Every day is just, I mean, what am I doing in 24 hours, right? I'd be boring as hell. Like I'm one of those people like, I got to do something. Talk to people.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that, yeah, it wouldn't work for me because,
Right.
I'll have to hang with a bunch of other bums. Let's take it there. You know, you always see the movies and like the bums got like a whole little area, it'd be all the bums or whatever. But
Yeah.
and I don't like the degradingness of it either. I'll probably be like, bro, I'm a bum. Like, yeah, I
Right.
probably, yeah, give me to jail. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the jail because jail is like I did something wrong and I'm here for it, but I'm not really a bum. I'm just here because I'm in jail. You know what I mean? Doing my time, like I said. So I'm gonna go with jail. All right, what you got next? That was a good question. Actually.
That was really good. Yeah. So bad. I want to do what I did last time. All right, I'll change up next week, but give me number one.
Okay. Wait, did I already ask you this? I don't think I did.
Let's see.
It says more money versus more time. Did I ask you that yet? I don't think I did.
I don't know. If you did, maybe it's a long time ago because I can't remember.
There's a similar question, I think, in your
Right.
in your things, but it's not the same thing and whatnot.
Right.
But okay, the question is, would you more money versus more time? What would you rather have and whatnot?
Now, so here's the thing, right? When I was big into network marketing, they always say there's two things people want, right? There's a lot of people with a lot of money, but they have no time, right? Let's say the doctor.
Right.
You got all the money. You got more money than me, but you don't have no time to spend it. Then there's people with a lot of time, but you ain't got no money. So
right,
you can hang out with your friends all the time, but let's say you want to go get something to eat or go to dinner or whatever, you don't have no money, but you got all the time in the world. Or let's say you don't have a job, right? So I'm available all the time. But bro, you can't do nothing with us though. You ain't going on vacation with us. So that's why people want to be wealthy, because they want to have time and money. But if you had to choose between time and money, what I'm wondering is if you could give me a little bit more. Like, is it like I'm rich versus I'm a bum, so I got all the time in the world, or is it?
No, it's right now. Could you have, I guess, more money?
So
I guess in your personal life, or would you rather have more time? I guess to do more with your time or whatever.
Okay, so let's say this. Let's say I got a new job, and I made 3 times as much as I make now, but I do those I do 4 days of 12-hour shifts and then 3 days off, right? But so I don't have that much time with my family, but I'm making 3 times more money. Versus my job said, you know what? We're gonna do virtual school. Remember virtual school, they do half days, right? My job say, hey, we're gonna still pay you the same amount, but the government made something where because of COVID, you guys only have to work a half hour.
Correct.
We're gonna get the same amount of money, right? I'm a content guy. I think I'll probably again, the whole being a bum, I'll drive myself crazy with so much time because there's nothing to do. But in jail, at least I'll have stuff to do. So in a weird way, I'm gonna say the time, right? I don't need all that money. I like what I have now, right? I'm not rich. I'm not wealthy, right? But I like my time. I would like to, if you could give me more time, that'd be cool. With the same amount of money, but more time, or even take some money, but give me more time. So as long as my bills are paid and I could not have that much extra money, but my bills are all paid, but I do have more time. It'd be cool to have more time to do more things. Even if I'm just doing content, it's free for us to do all this, right? For the most part, we buy our things that help us do this, but I keep myself busy. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with the money, bro. I'm sorry. I'm a worker by nature. I've always a lot of my life I've had 2 or even 3 jobs at some time. Even now, I work as much overtime as I possibly can. I do love this content creating as well, but I feel like that I would take the money. Not to say I'm not a big spender. It's weird. I'm a worker, but not a big spender and whatnot. But I feel like I like to save. I like seeing my bank account grow bigger, as we talked about before. Right? I like to save. I like to be able to build on stuff. So if they told me you got to work, 4 more hours a day, but you'll get double the money you're making right now, sign me up. But if they told me making the same, if you're making, let's say that we're taking away some money and whatnot, but you only got to work this many hours, nah, bro, freak all that. So nah, I'm definitely the person who would rather have more money versus more time. And our lifestyles are different, right? You got a whole household there. You got a wife, kids, several kids in your house. I live alone. So a lot of times, even when I get more time, I've been off right now since Wednesday, bro. Because Thursday is my regular day off.
Okay.
Friday was New Year's. Saturday is my regular day off. And then today's my regular day off and whatnot. So and part of it, I've been driving me crazy and whatnot. So it's I don't, because I had because there were no shows, no Poetic Charm, no Mitchell Theater, right? So I had like nothing to do to pass the time. So for me, and that goes to our lives different too. You're a gamer, so that means more game time for you.
Yeah, that's what came to my mind. I didn't elaborate that, but yeah, it's like, oh man, I was up in the middle of the night playing Avengers because I was just up, I had took a nap early and I was up like, oh man, I'm gonna level up my character. I'm leveling up Black Widow, playing a couple missions. So.
Right. So for me, no, it would drive me crazy. Like it's on right now, I wouldn't know what to do. Like while I'm watching YouTube old wrestling videos all the time, like that. So I feel like which I love, but I would just say no. For me, I would rather be just like now, right? Like I work from home or whatever like that, and even like on like certain days, because my job does offer some overtime. If it's there, I feel weird. Let's say on a Thursday, right? A regular Thursday when it's not a holiday. And if my job is offering overtime, but I got no other plans outside the house, I feel weird like being in the house, watching TV when I could be like 2 feet away at my desk, working, making money. To me, it's like, for you, you probably be like, oh man, I get a game today. So like that. So it's a different mindset or whatever. So I'll take the money overall.
That's cool, man.
Each time. Yeah. But I'll let you close it out. Go ahead.
Well, guys, that is the episode 22 of the Big Mike Little Ant Show, the Big Mike Little Ant channel. Again, guys, make sure you check out the other content that's on this channel. We got Half Court Trap is back. And also make sure you check out, so the football season, it isn't over yet, but it's getting close to being over.
It's not over, but I'll talk about it. Beyond the Trenches will be on we're doing this Tuesday playoff preview. The football season is over today, but the playoffs will start next week. So we're gonna do a whole playoff preview. On top of the fact, we're gonna do like an end of the regular season awards to discuss who were the best teams, I guess, so to speak. So that'll be on this week. I'll do it Tuesday, probably be out by Wednesday, Beyond the Trenches. So look forward to that.
All right, guys. So with that said, we're going to be out of here. Again, this is Big Mike, Little Ant. We're out of here, guys.
We're out of here.
Out.